It's not a Saturday, but it's a Thursday, and we're out in center. This guy is Alec Hendon, but you know that. I'm Scotty Gange. Welcome into the Bird's Eye View pregame show. Falmouth Commodores here at Eldridge Park. Alec, it's a fantastic day. The Firebirds won 8-3 in Game 2 yesterday. You couldn't ask for much more here from Eldridge, buddy.
Absolutely. Game 2 was a lot better than the first one. Let's basically pretend that one didn't happen. 6-run inning, 3 home runs in the third inning, which the Firebirds finally got their first hit, and they end up rolling. They hit around that inning, and everything was just working well. Jared Schuster a little off his game, but still only allowed 3 runs, 5 total runs through 2 games. A lot of things went well for the Firebirds, and now they have to turn the page to a very good team tonight in Falmouth.
You mentioned a very good team. Yes, the Falmouth Commodores, they're already in the playoffs. Of course, in the Western Division, the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, they are at the very rock bottom. So 3 teams in the Western Division have already clinched their playoff spot with about 10 more games left in the season. But I do want to break down what happened last night in the third inning. That was probably the strongest third inning in the entire season for the Firebirds. 3 home runs, Shea Whitcomb, Josh Zamora, Rob Emery. All fantastic, all great to see, especially, as you said, after getting no hit. To get that 8-3 win yesterday after getting no hit, how big was that for Orleans?
Oh, it was huge. I mean, Scotty, we watched the team there the first game and even the first 2 innings in the second game. They just couldn't get anything going offensively. Then finally the frustration, all that mounted to a huge inning. It starts with Eddie McCabe getting a single, and then it just went from there. Josh Zamora hit a long home run to left field, get his way back in the lineup tonight, hitting second against a left-handed pitcher. But it's just huge. Baseball's a very frustrating game, and when you don't hit as a team, it makes it extra frustrating. And then when you finally find the results, it just makes it all a little bit better. But we've seen it from the Firebirds all season. The pitching's been very good. The offense inconsistent, but when it's on, it can be as deadly as any team in this league.
If you were watching our Bird's Eye View postgame show last night, you saw Jamie Quinn, the hitting coach for Orleans, come on and say the hardest thing to do in baseball is to win 2 games in a doubleheader, and that's so hard. You saw great baseball yesterday from both teams, just in different games. So the 2 games split against Harwich, that's really big for both Harwich and Orleans, and the fact that the Brewster Whitecaps right now are in 5th place, and if the season ended today, they would be out and they would not make their way into the playoffs. But enough about yesterday. Let's talk about today. The Falmouth Commodores, I know we've got a big crazy name up on the mound for them. What do we expect to see from the Commodores here at Eldridge?
Yeah, they're definitely bringing the crazy name. It'll be tough for the broadcasters next few games, but tonight it's Justin Rubelski. I apologize, Justin, if I'm getting your name wrong.
He's watching.
Yeah, of course. Everybody watches the Bird's Eye pregame shows. If I'm completely getting that wrong, I'm going to get yelled at by Scotty, but very impressive pitcher on the mound. Falmouth won 7 straight games. They're just rolling. One of those wins was a win, I believe it was last Saturday we were in Falmouth. This is actually the first time Falmouth has been making the trip to Eldridge just because of all this crazy weather. But expect Rubelski, throw a ton of strikes, be an effective pitcher. And for the Firebirds, if they got to attack the strikes and take the balls and just try to be able to string innings together, and that's how you win baseball games.
Got a lot of baseball coming up today. We had 14 innings yesterday, 9 more today. Got a lot more coming up here on the Bird's Eye View pregame show.
At the end of the day, it just came down to happiness and opportunity. So where was I going to be the happiest? Because happiness is hard to come by in life. I just wanted to pick, the spot or the place that would make me the happiest moving forward. And obviously that's here over sitting at a desk. My buddy put it the best way. He said, dude, you have 6 more weeks in the Cape and you have 50 plus years to go sit at a desk. So that was a pretty easy decision there. And then opportunity. I'm always going to be able to go back and sit at a desk. It's just a matter of I'm never going to get this opportunity again. So that's why I chose to stay.
Come out to the Cape Cod League, you're like, oh, dude, it's going to be fun, it's going to be awesome. Met all the guys on the team, and to meet all the guys and to realize how cool they are and how down to earth and how personal that you can get with some guys and build the relationships that you really want to build is probably the best baseball memory, because that translates to being on the field with them. Being on the field with them makes you really want to have their back on the field. So when someone on your team messes up, you want to be able to succeed to help them out, and vice versa.
Hey, the bird's back in the nest, Jay Banfield just said, but we're here with our guy Julio Marcano. First off, welcome back to the Cape. It's so great to have you here again, buddy.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back. It's been a while. I'm just glad I can be back and help the team out again.
Well, it's very exciting. I know the entire team's excited to have you here, and they're happy to have you back. You got the shoulder PT all taken care of, cleared to play ball. I know you've been here, about a little over 24 hours back in Orleans?
Yeah, I landed yesterday midday, so yeah, I'm just back.
What have the 24 hours been like? I know you've had a lot of hellos and people that you've seen that you probably didn't think you'd see for a long time. How fun was that for you?
It was really fun. The first thing I did was Nancy drove me back to the field. I got to see my teammates. They were really excited to see me again. Then I went back to my host family. Really loved them, and yeah, they greeted me all really nice, and I was glad to be back.
Hey, it was really fun for me to see right over there when Melanie first saw you, and she was arms in the air, screaming and waving, and gave you a big hug. What a cool, special moment that was for you, huh?
Oh yeah, it was very special. We've been contacting each other throughout the summer, keeping up on how each other's doing. And when she found out that I was coming back, then she got really excited, and it was kind of a surprise. She didn't know I was at the game actually, and so when she saw me, she was really excited.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that, so she must have been just over the moon. Didn't expect to see you there. I know I didn't either, so it was pretty fun. And now you're officially activated back on the Birds, and with that opportunity to help them in probably the most crucial time of the year, the back half of the season with playoffs coming up. What's your goal coming back here on the Cape?
My goal is to just help out the teammates again. That was my goal starting off, and I'm coming back and trying to win the ship, trying to do what we've always wanted to do, and I'm glad that everyone's welcomed me back and allowing me to help out. Yeah.
I know it's been kind of a roller coaster of a season. Like for me, I've seen the highs of the team, the lows of the team. You're a guy that had a few weeks of a break in between. Was anything different when you came back, or did it seem kind of all the same?
It's actually a lot different. Some of the guys are still the same. A lot of new faces. So I've been trying to meet the new guys, and they've all been treating me really, really well. And so, most part, it's stayed the same. The practices, the early work, and all that stayed the same. So I'm glad that I could just get back into the rhythm of things, and yeah, get back out there.
Hey, well, can't wait to see you back on the field in the Orleans red. Thanks so much for the time. Looking forward to seeing you tonight, man. Julio Marcano back in Orleans.
That's clever. That's decent. Wow, they're not actually scoring that much during this win streak. 3.6. That's scoring opponents 25 to 1, 2, 3, 7, 9, 10. Wow, that's impressive.
They bring in Ray Lewis to dance. There they
And
go.
gals.
There's one gal. There is one gal.
Ladies and gentlemen,
There, we're all around.
for the singing of the national anthem. The singer is Lindsay McGorry Mahoney. The test was for her home on Bridge Road in East Air, where she and her husband spent summers with their 3 young children. Lindsay began singing the national anthem during her time at Providence College and has been honored to sing at various venues in Canada and Ireland. Her favorite venue, however, has been and will always be.
It's the same person.
Yes, sir.
from Orleans, Massachusetts at Eldridge Park. It's another regular season ball game here on Cape Cod. It's an East vs. West showdown as the Orleans Firebirds host the Falmouth Commodores. The Commodores making their first trek here to Eldridge Park this season. Again, the first 3 matchups between this head-to-head matchups were canceled due to rain, and then this game is a makeup from back on June 21st. The Commodores have made their way, and unfortunately for the Firebirds, the Commodores have been rolling as of late. They've won 7 in a row. Firebirds splitting a doubleheader yesterday against Harwich, but this Commodores team has just been putting up game after game, just slowing oppositions down on the offensive side of things, and that's what the Commodores are going to try to do today.
Yeah, they've won 7 games in a row. Thomas, you mentioned how dominant this Commodore squad has been, and it's really been fueled by their pitching staff. Over the 7-game win streak, they've only given up 10 runs as a total staff, and that's been the key for the Commodores moving forward.
It has been, and Noah Skirrow will take the mound for the Orleans Firebirds, as he'll look to continue his dominance on the mound here in Orleans. Skirrow 1-0 on the season, a .137 ERA, making his 6th start on Cape Cod. 19 2/3 innings pitched, 29 punch-outs. Has walked 12, but has been good for the Firebirds. They'll face this Commodores lineup, a couple dangerous hitters at the top part. Hayden Contrell, the second baseman, leading things off. Blake Dunn playing center, batting second. Zach DeLoach playing right, batting third. Trey Cruz in the cleanup spot, playing third. Taylor Smith batting fifth, the catcher. Baron Ratcliffe, the DH, batting sixth in the 7th spot. Jackson Coots, the first baseman. Tim Taub, the left fielder, batting 8th. And batting 9th is Kevin Kindle, the shortstop, as the first pitch fastball misses downstairs to Contrell. And we're underway from Eldridge Park at 7:01 p.m. Skirrow right here against the left-hander Contrell. 1-0 pitch outside edge for strike one. Count a ball and a strike on Hayden Contrell. Infielder from Louisiana Lafayette, the switch hitter, as I mentioned, batting from the left side against the right-hander Skirrow. The 1-1. Osby misses down below the knees. Count 2-1. Contrell's been the guy for this Commodores lineup that if he gets on a base, he's very dangerous. Second in the Cape League in stolen bases. 2-1 changeup. Catches the corner once again. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Skirrow's lone victory on the season as well came against these same Falmouth Commodores the first time they faced off down at Falmouth. 2-2 curveball dips in to the dirt. Good block by the catcher, David Avidia. He's back behind the dish after a day off yesterday in the doubleheader. So count 3 balls and 2 strikes on Contrell, leadoff hitter in this ball game, top of the first from Eldridge Park. Payoff pitch. Off-speed is pushed out towards left center field. Left fielder Chirani on the run back there. Makes the catch in left center for out number 1. So 1 down here in the top of the first. It's Blake Dunn, the center fielder from Western Michigan. But before we get into him, we'll take a look around the diamond for the Firebirds. Starting out in the outfield from left to right, Max Chirani. Jacob Hurnaby is getting the start back in center. And Zach Daniels over and right tonight. Josh Zamora starting at third base, Tanner Murray at short, Whitcomb at second, Esquera at first. As the first pitch fastball comes up and in on a Blake Dunn. And David Avidia is the battery mate this evening for Noah Skirrow. Skirrow from the 1-up, the 1-0. Fastball is popped up on the right side of the infield. Esquera just left of the bag, now moves in front of the bag into foul territory and makes the catch for the second out. So after Contrell works a full count, Dunn just sees 2 pitches and is retired. 2 quick outs here at the top of the first inning. Still a 0-0 ball game as the Commodores look to strike first. Zach DeLoach, the right fielder from Texas A&M, was leading the Cape League for a while on average. Over the 400 mark for a while. First pitch fastball tails upstairs and out for ball 1. Has come back to earth a little bit here, batting .343. Still putting up impressive numbers for the Commodores. 1-0 fastball right at the knees for strike 1. Count a ball and a strike. Last time Zach DeLoach was here, it was on Sunday during the All-Star game. Drove on a run for the West Division. Unfortunately, East walked it off. 1-1 pitch, chopped hard on the right side towards the hole. Welcome fields it, nabs it with a glove. Sidearm throw to first base, and the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down. The Commodores can't make any noise here in the top of the first inning. Half an inning from Eldridge Park. Check out some highlights from last night's ball game. We'll step aside, listen to Firebirds baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. 1-2 pitch. Off-speed reach for it, poked out towards straightaway center field. Daniels on the run, fields it, throw down towards home. Play at the plate, not in time. The 2-2. Gallen going off towards second base. Curveball freezes Cavanas in there for strike 3. First pitch of Rob Emery. Off-speed pitch is flown out towards straightaway center field. Weimer backtracking up in center. Camp center it and makes the grab for the third out. So Jacob Polish throws a 7-inning no-hitter against the Firebirds. And the Harwich Mariners come on top of this game 1 of the doubleheader by a final score of 2-0.
First pitch. Fastball skied into left field. The shortstop Murray going out. Slide by the left fielder Troiani. Did he make the catch? Yes, he did. Max Troiani comes to the rescue. 2-1. Fastball skied out to left field. Left fielder Galland ranging back. He's at the warning track looking up, and this ball is gone. Talk about a way to break out of a slump. A 2-run blast for Josh Zamora. He ends his 1-for-17 skid, and the Birds are tied with the Mariners. It's 2-2 in the third. Here's the 0-1. Fastball crushed deep left field. Galland ranging back. He's looking up. This one drops down. This ball is gone. A 2-run home run by Shea Whitcomb. The second of the inning for the Orleans Firebirds. A 5-run frame makes it a 5-2 game. Here's the payoff pitch from Vale. Fastball hit hard to the left side. Past Cavanas into left field for a base hit. Murray's in to score. Right behind him is Eddie McCabe. And on first base with a 2 RBI single is Max Troiani. Garcia set 2-2. Fastball popped left side of the infield. Shortstop Murray comes on, makes the grab, and the ball game is over. Orleans responds in game number 2 to an 8-3 victory at Eldridge Park.
Half of the first inning from Eldridge Park. It's still a scoreless ball game as Sciro retires the Commodores in order. Jacob Hurtubise, the center fielder, will dig in from the left side for the Firebirds. So gets the start back for the Firebirds. First pitch off speed misses outside for ball 1. Justin Robleski on the hill, the southpaw from Clemson for the Commodores. Lefty-lefty matchup here, the 1-0. Fastball right at the belt, count a ball and a strike. Robleski has been out of the bullpen this whole year for the Commodores, making his second start. His last appearance on Cape Cod went 4 innings in a start, the 1-1. Wave and miss for strike. 2 Hurtubise out in front. Count a ball and 2 strikes. Bresky was highly touted out of high school. Struggled so far through his freshman year in summer now. The 1-2 pitch chopped right in front of the dish. Smith coming out. Robleski fields, turns and fires towards first. Not in time as Coates unable to hold on down there at first base. And Hurtubise is aboard to start things off here in the bottom of the first. So Hurtubise is aboard at first, Zamora, and then followed by Max Troiani in the 3 spot, the left fielder. Followed in by Shea Whitcomb batting cleanup playing second, Escara in the 5 spot playing first. Tanner Murray playing short batting 6, McCabe in the 7 spot DHing. 8 is David Ovidia, and rounding out the bottom is Zach Daniels playing right field. First pitch to Josh Zamora, clips the inside corner for strike 1. So go down as an error on the first baseman. As Hurtubise is on a base at first. Robleski from the stretch. Long pause, glance over at first base, and time is called finally by Josh Zamora. Zamora, the third baseman out of Nevada. Made appearances in both games yesterday in the doubleheader. Pinch hit late in that first game. And they got the start in the second one as the 0-1 pitch is slashed out towards right field. Right at the right fielder, Deloach, who holds it in for the first out. Max Troiani, the left fielder, and a Bentley will step in from the right side, but we'll take a look at the Commodores' defense. Tim Chavez out in left field, Blake Dunn out in center, Zach Deloach just made the catch over in right. Trey Cruz playing third, Kendall at shortstop, Hayden Cantrell over at second, Jetson Coots over at first, and Smith the catcher for Robleski on the mound. First pitch to Max Toronto, the right-hander. Off-speed, a wave and a miss for strike one. Toronto, who leads the Cape Cod in average once again. 3 for 4 in the second game yesterday after the Firebirds were no hit in game one. Robleski comes set. Glove up to his face, kicks and deals the 0-1. Nubbed up the middle towards the second baseman. Contrell steps on the back, toss over to first. Throw is high, and Coots can't tag him in time as Toronto hustles down the line and beats the throw and tag.
Good hustle by Max Triani, because that really could have been a tailor-made double play the way that Triani hit the ball back up the box. Good play by Hayden Cantrell, got the sure out. That throw too high and pulled Coots off the bat.
So a 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. It's now Shea Whitcomb, the cleanup man, who hit a 2-run blast yesterday. First pitch to Whitcomb. Fastball at the knees for strike one. So Toronto over at first base, 2 down. Still a scoreless ball game from Eldridge Park. Robleski, so far this season, mentioned making his second start, 1-1 with a 9.44 ERA, making his 8th appearance. Toronto going towards second base. Whitcomb pulls it down the third base line towards the corner. Tawa chasing after Toronto, getting the green light going around third. Cutoff throw towards home is in time. Kendall with the throw towards Smith at the dish, and Toronto is hosed down trying to score. So the Firebirds, unfortunately, unable to score. Toronto, they get no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. We're through 1 inning of baseball here at Eldridge Park, as we're going to send it to Scotty Gange for the first time tonight with his talking points of the game. Scotty?
Yes, sir. Thanks, Thomas. Hey, beautiful day, really. If you can see behind me, we've got an exciting crowd. It's still filling in because we're still getting people out to the park. The 50-50's rolling. Everything's fantastic. And I think the coolest thing about tonight is Julio Marcano is back as an Orleans Firebird. He was on our pregame show, and he just said how excited he was to be back here in the town of Orleans. Of course, he went back on June 16th. He played his last game with the Firebirds on June 15th. He had a shoulder injury, wanted to spend some time resting it. He was 4 for 11 when he left, so the guy, his bat was hot. He was looking good out in the field, too, so I know the Orleans Firebirds are so happy to have him back. His host mom, Melanie, when she was going up to say hi to him, she was actually surprised to see him last night at the game. She didn't think he was coming, so she went crazy. Her arms went in the air. She cheered, gave him a big hug, and he said that was just so fun, and that's also been fun to see all the guys. He said there's lots of new faces from June 15th to today, but just the fact that he's seen all the guys that he was really spending his summer with just a short month ago, and now he's back with them. He said how cool that was. So we're going to get to see Julio Marcano. He's activated. He's not in the starting lineup, but we might get to see him back out on the field for the Orleans Firebirds tonight. It's really, really exciting.
And thank you, Scotty, back inside Eldridge Park, as Toronto was gunned down at the dish trying to score on the hit and run from first. Noah Skier back on the hill for the Firebirds. First pitch fastball at the knees for strike one on the cleanup hitter, Trey Cruz, out of Rice, making his first plate appearance in this ball game. 0-1 Osby misses outside, a count of ball and a strike. Cruz, the sophomore from Houston, Texas, again plays his college ball at Rice. Skier, the right-hander, kicks and fires for the windup, the 1-1. Fastball just misses the knees. A bit too low there, count 2 balls and a strike. Cruz hitting .315 here for the Commodores. Struggling a bit here at the dish. 1 for his last 14. 2-1 pitch, fastball, leave it up in the zone. Can't quite catch up, count 2-2. He had a stretch before going in to the last time his two teams faced off. 2-2 curveball just doesn't catch the outside corner. Count is full at 3-2. Leading up to the last game back on July 20th, Cruz was hitting .438 over his previous 8 games. Payoff pitch at the knees for strike 3, and Skiro catches Cruz looking, picks up his first punch out of this ball game.
Noah Skiro has found a way that every time he goes out there just continues to get better and better. And tonight it's really been that command for the big right-hander, tossing early strikes, getting quick outs. That's strikeout number 28 of the summer and a little more than 20 innings for Noah Skiro.
Yeah, he has faced Falmouth once already in this summer, picked up 9 punch-outs, the most in this Cape League season. He's a high punch-out guy as well. First pitch to Taylor Smith, the catcher, skips in and backhanded by the catcher, Vidia, for ball 1. Skiro trying to keep these Commodores bats at bay. As the 1-0 pitch, fastball right and at the knees at 91. Got a ball and a strike. Skiro guy out of Liberty University of the Big South Conference. 1-1 pitch, fastball wave and a miss for strike 2. Smith can't connect. Got a ball and 2 strikes. Smith, a native of Cedar Park, Texas. A lot of Texas kids here on this Commodores roster. As the 1-2 pitch in the dirt, cut on a miss for strike 3. But Avidia holds on, says the home plate umpire. And Ryan Damari, back-to-back punch-outs for Noah Skiro to start things off here in the second. And they're quickly 2 down.
Orleans is the best pitching team on the Cape by ERA, and Noah Skiro doing it once again on the mound. He's been a big reason for that. And again, his first 2 outings against Falmouth, Skiro is absolutely dominating so far.
First pitch change up to Baron Radcliffe. Bends in at the knees for strike 1. Radcliffe, who competed in the home run hitting contest at Eldridge on Sunday. 0-1 pitch is bounced right back up the middle. Diving play by Murray, knocks it down. Or hits off his glove. It trickles into center field. Got a piece of it, but ends up going in towards center field. And Radcliffe is aboard with 2 down here in the second.
And good effort by Tanner Murray to try and knock it down, but just snuck under the glove. And a changeup from Skiro that was in a good spot, just better hitting by Baron Radcliffe. That's a tough guy to get out the way Radcliffe has swung the bat this summer.
So now it's Jackson Coots, the first baseman, who's digging in out of University of Rhode Island, native of Orono, Maine. First pitch, fastball at the knees for strike 1 to the first baseman. Left-hander 6'3", 240, big presence in from the left side. Of course, Orono, Maine is where the campus of the University of Maine is. 0-1 a pitch. Fastball misses outside. Count a ball and a strike. Of course, that's where John Schiffner, now the assistant coach at all-time winning his Cape League manager, former Chatham Angler manager, and a former Friar, Providence College Friar, as the 1-1. Fastball spot on the outside corner. Coots leaves the bat on the shoulder, count 1-2. So Skiro looking to strike out the side here in the second. As he comes set, the 1-2. Fastball popped up down the left field side. Trani on the run towards the line, camps under it, and makes the catch for the 3rd out. So Commodores can't strike for no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We're through the inning and a half here at Eldridge Park. It's still a scoreless ball game. We'll step aside. Listen to Firebirds baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network.
Hey, welcome back here into Eldridge Park. Scotty Gange alongside Orleans manager Kelly Nicholson. Coach, first time since 2004 there's been an all-star game here at Eldridge. How cool is that?
Yeah, it's cool. I think it's a great, obviously I think it's the best venue on the Cape, and if you're going to have an all-star game on the Cape, I don't think you can pick a better place than Eldridge.
Mm-hmm. You said it. You know, it's all the best players on the Cape are out here today. To be kind of a guy watching them warm up and do all that thing and work with all these great players today, how much fun are you having?
Yeah, it's fun. We just talked. You know, it's a lot of work. Yeah. It's already been a long day and the game hasn't started, but it's fun. It's nice to have these guys from Chatham and Brewster and Whiting and Harwich on our side.
Yeah.
Because there's obviously some very good players, and it's going to be fun watching them play tonight.
Mm-hmm. I know for me, you know, seeing a lot of the guys from the other teams, I've kind of been surprised by how personable all these guys are. That guys that are kind of just faces to us. What have you been surprised about today?
I don't think there's been any real surprises other than it's hot, man. It's just
You're
hot.
telling me.
God dang it. But yeah, no surprises so far. It's been very well organized, and the brunch was good, and BP was good, and in and outs are going well. We're getting ready for the home run derby, and And I guess in about an hour and 15 minutes, we'll have first pitch. So it's been a good day. It's been very smooth, at least as far as I can see.
Max Troiani out of Bentley, Jared Schuster's out here, Noah Skiro on his birthday are out here, Orleans Firebirds All-Stars. How cool is that to have the Firebirds play in the All-Star game?
Latter half of the second inning from Eldridge Park. The Firebirds look to crack a couple of runs here and take an early lead. It's going to be the middle part of this lineup as Skira, Murray, and Eddie McCabe, the three Firebirds, due up in this half of the inning to face Justin Robleski, the southpaw from Clemson. As Tirani was hosed down at home trying to score from first on a hit and run. First pitch swing as Ascara bounces one down the third base side, but a foul as Cruz fields it in foul territory to the left of the third base bag. Count 0-1. Hurley started out the first inning, reaching on an error. Ascara trying to get on base here. Switch hitter. Infielder, the 0-1 pitch is Sky down the right field side. Deloach, the right fielder, running down towards the line on the run. And can't not make the catch as the ball trickles in onto the hill. Count 0-2. We saw Daniel Cabrera yesterday for the Harwich Mariners, the right fielder from LSU. Run into a few fans down there. Made a couple new friends down there on the right field line on the hill. Trying to chase down a foul ball just like that one that Deloach did. Robleski hit on the count, 0-2 on Ascara. Kicks and fires from the windup. 0-2 fastball runs above the letters. Count a ball and 2 strikes. Robleski back at Clemson, as I mentioned. Not the greatest numbers for the southpaw. 0-2 with a 10.38 ERA in 10 appearances. Started 3 games. 1-2 pitch. Curveball in the dirt. Dropped by the catcher, Smith. Does his usual daily task over to first in time. And Robleski strikes out Ascara. Start things off here in the bottom of the second.
Now, Thomas, what I will say about those numbers is sometimes you see guys that the numbers in college aren't great. They get to the Cape and they make an adjustment with a different pitching coach, whatever it might be. Look at Connor Pellerin as an example. An ERA above 6. Now no one can score off him, so you never know what might happen, especially even start to start. Guy could go 6 runs one outing, another outing shoves it for 7.
First pitch to Tanner Murray, a fastball that misses low and in for ball 1. And Robleski, highly talented player out of high school, 82nd best player by perfect game, 9th best left-handed pitcher. Scouts are raving about him just because of his progression from freshman year. 1-0 pitch is Sky down the right field side. First baseman Coots backs into the grass and foul ground. Camps under it in fair territory. And makes the catch for the second out.
And shy of really just the double to Shea Whitcomb. Robleski's been nailed so far on the bump. Whitcomb just got a good pitch, middle, drove it down the left field line. Other than that, not a single Firebird has made such strong contact.
And now it's Eddie McCabe, a guy who's been heating up at the dish for the Firebirds. Junior from Norwalk, Connecticut. First pitch curveball at the knees for strike 1. McCabe's getting the night off from the field in the DH spot tonight for the Firebirds. Hitting .293. I've seen that average rise up towards 300 the last few games or so. 0-1 a pitch. His line out towards right field. Deloach on the run. Slides down to his bottom and makes the catch for the third out as he takes away a hit from Eddie McCabe. Some nice defense seen by the Commodores in this half inning, and that's why they've won 7 games in a row. So we're through 2 innings here at Eldridge Park. It's the Firebirds and the Commodores knotted up at 0-0. So as we're going to send it to our silent reporter, Scotty Gange. Scotty?
Hey, Thomas, thanks so much, buddy. Appreciate it. Sorry, I was a little late on that. I'm just admiring the Landho banner we've got here because it was a fantastic day last week when we had lunches with the birds at Landho. Take a short video, and this entire video will be up on YouTube later tonight.
Come out to the Cape Cod League, you're like, oh, dude, like, it's going to be fun, it's going to be awesome. Met all the guys on the team, and to meet all the guys and to realize how cool they are and how down to earth and how personal that you can get with some guys and build the relationships that you really want to build is probably the best baseball memory, because that translates to being on the field with them. Being on the field with them makes you really want to have their back on the field. So when someone on your team messes up, you want to be able to succeed to help them out, and vice versa.
Top of the third inning from Eldridge Park. As the Commodores and the Firebirds tied up at 0-0. 8-9-1. Inners due up in this ball game, or this inning, for the Commodores. First pitch to Tim Tawa, just getting a piece of it, fouls it back to the screen. Count 0-1. Now Esquero pitched back on July 1st, picked up the win. 5 innings, 2 hits, 3 walks, and 9 punch-outs. 0-1. Breaker just runs off the dish, count a ball and a strike. So we'll have to see if in the second time around do the Commodores figure things out. The 1-1. Fastball just getting a piece of it once again. It's Tawa back behind the dish, count 1-2. Commodores so far through 2+ innings now, just a hit. Came off Baron Radcliffe with 2 down in the second. Scare out from the windup from the first base side. Shakes off the catcher, Vidia. And then Tawa calls time and steps out. Tawa hugging the inside corner of the plate is the 1-2. Off speed in the dirt. Blocked by the catcher, Vidia, as Tawa doesn't bite. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Scaro kicks off some dirt from the white rubber. Rocks and deals. The 2-2 pitch is skied out towards right center field. Hurtubise on the run, going back there. And it's going to one-hop off the wall and the right center field. Hurtubise fields it, throws it in quickly towards Whitcomb at second base. But Tawa standing up at second base. A leadoff double for the Commodores. And they have something brewing here in the third.
Yeah, and Tawa just playing in the wrong ballpark tonight. Hit that one at least 375, 380 to right center, but Eldridge Park held it in like it's done many times so far. And now might be an interesting situation for Falmouth. Do you lay down a bunt with your 9-hole hitter, Kevin Kendall, and try and get some early offense? Both of these teams offensively, the last 7-8 games, shy of maybe 1 or 2 here or there, have struggled.
It's been the Commodores pitching here in the month of July that has really carried them. The hitting has kind of been one of those in June, but the last week or so it's definitely been the pitching. First pitch to Kevin Kendall. First pitch missed upstairs for ball 1. I was almost about to say Jason Kendall, the former catcher in the Bigs. A little throwback name right there. But Kevin Kendall, the shortstop from UCLA. Scaro comes set from the belt, looks back over at second at Tawa, the 1-0. Fastball runs up and out, 2-0.
You mentioned Jason Kendall. He played 15 years in the Big, first-round pick out of high school. You see who retired today, Thomas?
Troy Tulowitzki.
Wild.
Another childhood favorite of mine. Seen him at Coors Field and just absolutely mash for the Rockies. It was fun to watch. The 2-0. Change up outside corner for strike 1. Count 2-1. And everybody thinks of the Jeter playing in the hole as being a glove. Tulowitzki did that over and over and over again. Jump throw, just backhanded. I mean, it was a human spectacle to watch out in Colorado. The 2-1. Off speed once again, outside corner. 2-2. And I believe there's a little cool, I guess, de facto thing about Troy Tulowitzki. I think he used the same glove since high school. I always see a picture of that online. It was either high school or college. 2-2 pitch, fastball, cut on a miss for strike 3. Kendall goes down swinging, opting not to bunt. Jeff Trunny doesn't. And Kendall is retired for the first out here in the third.
Yeah, Scaro's got the wipeout stuff working today. He's really painting the corners with the fastball, but it's the deadly changeup that's been a weapon for Scaro tonight. He's kept hitters off balance, and I'm sure if you ask him after the game what was working, he'll say pitch number 1 was that changeup. That set the tone all night long.
We've seen Jared Schuster work the changeup, and now Noah Scaro here in this outing as Data Videk calls time. And now Ken Nicholson walks out to the rubber. Talk things over. Infield creeping in a bit here. But it's an interesting visit here in the third inning.
Now, Thomas, this is kind of funny. The first 33 games, we never saw Kelly Nicholson come out once, shy of Matt Troop being out of town, to talk just pitching matchup, who they're facing, etc. And now we've seen it twice in as many days. So it's just interesting to kind of see the visit. And it was a quick visit, probably just give the scouting report on one of the Cape's best hitters. But it's just kind of funny to see that it happens twice in as many days after not happening the first 33.
It is obscure, but let's see if the message that Kelly wanted to get out there is taken. As this is where this part of the lineup gets a little hairy, especially with the runner in scoring position. Cantrell, then followed by Blake Dunn, and then Deloach, followed by Trey Cruz, probably so the toughest hitters to get out on the Cape. First pitch, leadoff hitter Haiti Cantrell fires a changeup at the knees for strike one.
Well, I think the big thing that might have been part of the message is don't mess around with Cantrell and Dunn. Go right after him, because if one of them reaches, you got to face Zach Deloach in this inning.
Guys driven a plethora of runs for the Commodores this year. 0-1. Fires back right with a fastball at the knees for strike 2, 0-2. And Cantrell worked a full count back in the first inning. He's a guy that he's hard to get out because he can hit, but also has a keen eye to play the last few games or so. His last 8 plate appearances has worked 5 walks. And another AB resulting in a hit, so he's gonna base 6 of those last 8 times. 0-2 pitch just misses low and out. Count a ball and 2 strikes. Little Trevor Howard numbers right there from Hyannis. We mentioned him in a little bit. He leads the Cape League in walks. 1-2 the count on hit Cantrell. Skirrell rocks and fires the 1-2. Ospey misses up and out. 2-2. Tavo over at second base, 1 down here in the top of the 3rd inning. Still a scoreless ball game from Eldridge Park. Some begin to hide behind the middle school on the first base side. Two-two pitch, off speed, at the ankles, waving a miss, strike 3. Cantrell goes swinging at a tough pitch to lay off, and Noah Skirrell picks up his 4th punch out on this ball game, 2nd in this half inning, strikes out Kendall, and now Cantrell.
And 3 of the 4 punch outs tonight for Skirrell have been with the changeup. He's been that dialed in with that secondary pitch, and he's even pitched some guys backwards tonight. We saw it with Cantrell. Started him off with 2 changes.
So 2 down here in the 3rd. Runner on second still. Blake Dunn, the 2-hitter. First pitch swinging, pops one out of play on the first base side. 0-1. This time starting out Dunn with a fastball. Dunn hitting .234 this year for the Commodores, but has worked 19 walks as well, so that OBP a little bit higher than the average. Again, 13 stolen bases as well for the junior, as the 0-1 a pitch is rocketed out towards left center field. Hurtaby's on the run out, and center chases it down just shy of the wall out there in left center, and makes the catch for a loud out number 1 to end things here in the 3rd inning. Commodores no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on a base. We're through 2.5 here at Eldridge Park. It's still a scoreless ball game between the Commodores and the Firebirds. We'll keep it right here. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard around the Cape. Doubleheader was played earlier today between the Harbor Hawks and the Bourne Braves. Bourne defeating Hyannis in Game 1, 4-2. Game 2, bottom of 3rd at Doran Park. Hyannis with a slim 2-1 lead over the Braves. Again, only 7 innings played there. Hyannis still much in it, as much as they don't think so, because the first 3 teams in the West Division have clinched. Falmouth, Wareham, and Katuitt have all clinched the playoff spot. Over in Katuitt, Harwich, 8-1 lead over the Kettleers, top of the 9th inning there, as the Mariners currently sit in 4th place in the division, 5 points clear, or 5 points shy of the Firebirds, 3 points clear of the Whitecaps in 5th. The Whitecaps having the day off today, as do the Wareham Gatemen. And then over in Chatham, YD, we saw yesterday Chatham defeat YD at Red Wilson Field 5-0. Top of the 2nd there, 1-1 ball game.
Some notable things from those games as well. Harwich, Nico Cavadas has his league-leading 9th home run of the season. Connor McCullough for the Mariners, shoving once again, 5 scoreless innings for the right-hander from Kansas State. And how about this? Between YD and Chatham, 2 of the best teams on the Cape, the run for the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox scored on a strikeout/pass ball. A strikeout where it got past the catcher, allowed a run to score. And for the Anglers, they scored a run on a double play.
It sounds like the time when the Firebirds defeated the Kettleers 1-0 on a wild pitch. I've seen too many times games be won on wild pitches. I've seen walk-off box here in Cape Cod. If you come to a ball game here, expect the unexpected. First pitch of the catcher, David Avidia, misses down and in for ball 1. As the lights start to turn on here at Eldridge Park. 7:34 Eastern time. Become a little dark here. 1-0 to Avidia. Off-speed pitch is hit hard out towards the left field. Tawa on the run back there. It bounces off the wall. Tawa fields it quickly, corrals it, throws it in quickly, but Avidia slides in on a pop-up slide at second base. And here come the Firebirds. Look to try to take a lead early in this ball game. Avidia, leadoff double over at second base.
Now, we've talked the last couple weeks that David Avidia is starting to figure it out, put some better ABs together, but that ball was crushed. That one had a chance to leave the yard. I'd love to know the exit velocity on that line drive because it was just a rocket off the left field fence.
Another guy starting to heat up at the plate for the Firebirds, Zach Daniels, native of Stockbridge, Georgia. The outfielder digs in from the right side against the southpaw Wrobleski. Glances over towards second, fires towards home, a first pitch curve. Stays too high for ball 1. Daniels, a guy who hit his first home run on Monday night in Hyannis. Long time coming, picked up 3 RBIs in that ball game, 2 on the home run. Wrobleski comes set and fires 1-0. Two-seam fastball, catches the outside corner. Kind of ball and a strike. And Daniels, after that ball game, according to his host mom, he'd been wanting catfish all season long, and he hit his first home run. His host mom goes and gets some catfish, cooks it up for him. Nice gesture from his host parent as the 1-1. Off-speed pitch is pushed out a plate on the first base side over the hill. Kind of ball and 2 strikes.
Learned another story about Zach Daniels as well today. I was told when they go and take batting practice, if you will, or swings in the cages, beyond the right field fence, Zach Daniels, before he gets in the cage, uses a 30-pound metal bat, not 30 ounces, 30 pounds. Just swinging before he gets in the cage, before swinging a 33-ounce bat.
That's all. We've seen some moonshots from as the 1-2 curveball is rolled over on the left side of the infield. Third baseman Cruz scoops it up, throw across the diamond, just beats Daniels by half a step for the first out here in the third.
Well, it probably explains why his hands are so quick. He probably has the quickest hands on the cage, just the way he's able to drive them through the zone. And when you go from 30 pounds to 30 ounces, it's a pretty big drop-off.
And that's why, in high school you see guys swinging wood bats in the wintertime. They go to the metal in the spring, and maybe vice versa at the college level as well. 1 down, Avidia over at second base. Jacob Hurtubise, the center fielder from Army, digs in from the left side. First pitch swinging, loops one down the left field side, out of play. Going towards Route 28 down there. Count 0-1.
Look at that camera work from Bryce Johnson. Killing it on the movement.
Bryce Johnson, our producer here. Tonight's ball game. Of course, every ball game.
That was impressive.
That's why he gets paid the big bucks.
Oh, yeah.
0-1. Curveball, reach for it, bounce towards the second baseman. Cantrell scoops it up. Throw it on to first base, shovels it over. And the speedster Hurtubise is retired for out number 2, but able to move over. Avidia over towards third base, so just 90 feet away with 2 down is Avidia as the Firebirds look to try to take an early lead here in the third. So Josh Samore, the third baseman, digs in from the left to the right side, for the second time tonight. Lined out towards the right fielder, Deloach back in the first. Open stance on the right side, Wrobleski fires towards him. First pitch curve, dances in at the belt for strike 1.
He's transferring to Grand Canyon, so
We've seen Wrobleski start out with a couple off-speed pitches as well, kind of like what Noah Skiro is doing. Wrobleski with the high socks. The left-hander fires the 0-1. Off-speed there, good block by the catcher, Smith. The runner on third base. Anything that gets away, Avidia has a chance to score. Max Strani was gunned down at the plate back in the first. That has been the best chance for the Firebirds so far. Wrobleski trying to work around the leadoff double, the 1-1. Curve on the dirt, and once again Zamora holds up as he flashes up a stop sign. Avidia over at third base. Smith getting his work in behind the dish. Count 2 balls and a strike. Zamora hit a home run in game 2 of yesterday. 2-run blast. That put the Firebirds on the board. They were trailing 2-0, and then it was a 2-2 ball game. 2-1 pitches lunged for and foul back to the screen to count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now the Firebirds and the Mariners have met now 5 times. In 4 of those 5 games, or all 5, the Mariners have scored first. 4 of the 5 of those ball games, the Firebirds won. It was just the no-hit game that in game 1. Well, you're not going to hit a lot of runs if you get no hit. 2-2 pitch just misses the inside corner. Zamora backed off the dish. Gave Ryan Damari a nice view of the plate. Doesn't get the call on Wrobleski as he takes a couple extra seconds to step off the backside of the rubber.
Well, he thought that was strike 3 and the inning was over. He was a good 5 steps towards the third base dugout. Thought he painted the inside corner and ended the frame.
So 3 balls and 2 strikes, 2 down here in the bottom of third. Wrobleski comes set, the payoff pitch. Curveball just getting a piece of it as Zamora. Just taps it back behind the dish. A video over at third base. Bottom of the third, 0-0 ball game. Wrobleski trying to work around the leadoff double from a video. The 3-2 to Zamora. Osby misses outside, ball 4. Zamora works an excellent walk here in the third inning, and now it's runners on the corners with still 2 down.
Yeah, and that's a huge walk for Josh Zamora. Worked his way back, able to battle back and draw a free pass, and it gives Max Triani a chance who seems like no one can stop him right now.
A 7-pitch AB worked by Zamora. Maybe that home run gave him a little more confidence at the plate. So Max Triani, left fielder from Bentley, again leading the Cape League in average. Digs in from the right side with an RB opportunity. First pitch curve stays upstairs for ball 1. Triani, guy that produced 2 big RBIs yesterday in that ball game, late in the game, provides some run support. 1 out. Fastball comes in right at the belt for strike 1. A count of ball and a strike. Triani, guy hitting .444 with runners in scoring position in this year, has driven in 12 runs when that is. Runners on the corners, 2 down, the 1-1. Fastball at the eyes for ball 2. Count 2-1.
Doesn't really matter what situation it is to Max Triani. He pretty much hits everything.
I mean, that's true. I mean, his worst one as a leadoff hitter is .286, and
not bad.
On the Cape, that's still pretty good.
Leads the Cape in batting average, OBP. Not a bad summer.
2-1. Curveball once again. Can't dip down enough. 3-1.
Now, what I think the craziest story of it all is, and we talk at lengths about Max Triani's story, if you told the Orleans Firebirds at the start of the summer a Division II player would lead your team in average, and then a separate Division II player would lead your team in home runs.
Wouldn't believe it. 3-1. Fastball, high chopper over towards the left side of Cantrell. Fields it, sidearm throw over to first base. And the side is retired here in the third inning. Firebirds, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We're through 3 here at Eldridge Park. The Firebirds once again can't find a way to get the runners in, as our own Scotty Gaines is searching for Kellen Nicholson on the first base dugout. He has found him now, and he is with them currently. So, Scotty, we're going to send it over to you.
Hey, Thomas, thank you. Coach, we've seen great work from Noah Skiro up on the bump. He ran into some trouble last inning, but was able to get out of it. What does that tell you about him?
Yeah, he's gritty, man. He's a big, physical, tough kid, and I think that's what those guys behind home plate like to see. They like to see guys pitch out of little scuffles every once in a while. They're fine when they're on green light and they're going, but when they hit a yellow, it's good. It's good for Noah to show those guys that he can pitch out of stuff like that.
David Avitia, he's known so well for his work behind the plate, but lately he's been hot with the bat. What have you seen from him, and how great is that for the squad?
Yeah, it's really great. Anything offensively we give him, David's a kind of a cherry on top, right? Because he, like you said, he is so good defensively. But he's capable of doing that, so that was cool to see. He's such a great kid, so you like to see really good things happen to really good people.
Really is awesome, Coach. Thanks so much for
Yeah,
the
you bet,
time.
Scotty.
Good luck the rest of the way. Appreciate it.
The Falmouth Commodores with the heart of their lineup coming up as we begin the top of the fourth inning at Eldridge Park. Nothing doing between Falmouth and Orleans as Noah Skira, the big right-hander from Liberty, has been dealing on the bump for the Orleans Firebirds. 4 strikeouts across the first 3 innings. 6'3" right-hander out of Liberty towing the rubber from the first base side. And Zach DeLoach, a West Division All-Star, digging in from the left side. Orleans and Falmouth scoreless in the top of the fourth at Eldridge Park. First pitch from Noah Skira. Fastball up and away for ball 1. Zach DeLoach in the batter's box, 0 for 1 tonight. Grounded out his first time up. Rising junior out of Texas A&M, the 1-0 home. Fastball off the dish once again. It's 2 balls and no strikes. DeLoach hitting .343 this summer with 5 home runs. He's had his way with the Orleans Firebirds, going 5 for 8. 2-0. Change up just downstairs. It's 3 balls and no strikes. That ball called just down low by the home plate umpire Ryan Damari. It was a good pitch by Noah Skira. 3-0. Fastball inside, ball 4. So Noah Skira issues a free pass to Zach DeLoach on 4 pitches. Kelly Nicholson sharing some words with Ryan Damari from the first base dugout.
Yeah, not happy about that one. Is Kelly Nicholson, not a happy camper down there. Skira has walked, with mentioned 12 guys coming in this ball game, but it shows that his mental toughness on the mound is just even better. Again, still a .370 ERA. Works out of those jams.
So now Trey Cruz, third baseman, digs in. First pitch. Fastball dots the outside corner for strike 1. Cruz, a strikeout victim his first time up, went down looking. Only punch out for Skira tonight so far. That caught a Commodore looking. Nothing doing between either side with the runner on first in the top of the fourth. 0-1. Breaking ball dips low. It's 1-1. Cruz an integral part to this Falmouth defense and really their offense as well. Batting in the cleanup spot for Jeff Trundy's squad. Cruz batting .315 this 1-1. Pitch out called. Avidia nabs it in the right-handed batter's box. DeLoach not going anywhere. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
We're going to see a lot of that tonight, a lot of pitch outs, just because the Commodores love to run on the base paths, and when they have the talent to do it as well.
Commodores lead the Cape in stolen bases with 63 so far. 2-1 sent back to the screen by Cruz. It's 2-2. And Zach DeLoach on first base, probably a 5-tool player for Falmouth this summer. 6 for 7 in stolen bases. Excellent with the bat. Has shown off the glove as well. It's Trey Cruz, the third baseman, trying to give the Commodores a lead in a scoreless ball game. 2-2. Breaking ball just drops low on the inside part, and the count runs full. So another strong pitch from Noah Skira. Ryan Damari tightening up the strike zone just a touch. Cruz snapped his 10-game on-base streak last night. Payoff pitch, chopped up the left side in foul ground. And we'll do it again. Went 0 for 4 against the Wareham Gatemen. Now the Falmouth Commodores during this 7-game win streak, it's been all about the pitching. Falmouth has surrendered just 10 runs over those 7 games. DeLoach aboard at first, nobody down in the top of the fourth. Right-hander Skira set the belt, first base side, and a check on the runner at first, and they're going to call a balk on Noah Skira. So Noah Skira belittled on the mound. First baseman Jeff Merzel calls the balk, and Zach DeLoach will be awarded second base.
And Skira couldn't believe it. It wasn't a balk. He kind of caught DeLoach leaning a bit as well. DeLoach wasn't expecting it. And then both umpires come together and say, yep, that's a balk.
So now that puts the go-ahead run in scoring position with nobody down. The cleanup man, Trey Cruz, 3-2. Fastball up and away, ball 4. Back-to-back walks issued by Noah Skira. And the Commodores have the first 2 base runners on.
And this is dangerous for the Commodores right now because, you bring up Taylor Smith, who has some pop in the bat. But then you also have Barron Radcliffe, who's then on deck. And we know he's got some power in that barrel.
2 home run hitters for the Falmouth Commodores. Taylor Smith, who has 5. Barron Radcliffe with 4. And now Esquero just trying to find his rhythm once again. He was excellent through the first 3 innings. Struck out 4, only surrendered 2 hits through the first 12 batters, rather 11. But he's issued back-to-back walks, and the Commodores have runners on first and second with nobody out. Top of the 4th at Eldridge Park, a little home-and-home to wrap up the 4-game season set between the Orleans Firebirds and the Falmouth Commodores. First pitch, Smith shows bunt, takes it on the outside corner for strike 1. Rather a 2-game homestand for Orleans, wrapping up what's a 3-game, 4-game homestand, if you will, given the doubleheader yesterday. Whether you chalk up the game at Eldridge Park at White House Field or not.
A lot of baseball to be played down the stretch here, and no more Western Division trips for the Firebirds.
10 games in 8 days for Orleans, including this one. 0-1. Fastball fouled back off the glove of Vidia. It's 0-2.
Still a couple doubleheaders to be played. One against Brewster on Saturday. And a doubleheader, you play 2 teams. You're on the Cape, you can do that.
Now the advantage for Orleans, if you look at the East Division, the Firebirds are tied for the fewest games. This is game number 35 for Orleans. Brewster has played 35 games. That's the fewest in the East Division. Harwich has, in fact, played 1 more. YD has now played 2 more, now about to play 3 more with tonight. Similar story with the Chatham A's. 2 on with nobody down. The 0-2. Breaking ball, cut on and miss, strike 3. Sharp slider from Noah Esquero had Taylor Smith guessing, and there's 1 away.
Yeah, Esquero's just had Smith's number all night long. Goes right back to the off-speed. Goes to the bag of tricks, change-up slider. You name it, Esquero's got it and has got Smith swinging both times.
So now there's 1 away in the top of the 4th, but Falmouth still threatening. Commodores have runners on first and second and only 1 out. And now Baron Radcliffe, who had the first hit for Falmouth, will dig in from the left side. 6'4", 230-pound slugger. First pitch. Fastball slashed the other way down the left field line. Troiani ranging back towards the line, slides, makes the grab. Max Troiani, another day, another web gem. The left fielder from Bentley sliding to his right, robs Baron Radcliffe of an RBI hit, and there's 2 away.
I think the coolest reaction of all, I was looking down towards the left field line, and Josh Samoyev, that catch is made at third base. He's standing on third base. He kind of rocks back a little, kind of pounds them in and says, there you go. Give a nice shout out to his teammate out there in left field. And Troiani's done it all the last week or so with the glove. We've seen him with the bat and be able to run. Now it's with the glove. He's putting it all together here on Cape Cod.
So Noah Esquero gets some help from Max Troiani. First pitch to Jackson Kuntz. Breaking ball handcuffs David Avidia. It's called strike 1, but it allows Cruz and Deloach to advance 90 feet on the pass ball. So a rare miscue defensively for David Avidia. Puts 2 runners in scoring position with 2 down. Kuntz flew out to end the 2nd inning. Boy, would Noah Esquero take that here to end the 4th. Scoreless ball game at Eldridge Park on a gorgeous Thursday evening. 0-1. Breaking ball ties up Kuntz, gets past Avidia, third base side, and that will allow Deloach to scamper home. Cruz takes 3rd, and Falmouth strikes first. It's 1-0.
Well, that's what Falmouth can do on you. Perfect read behind the plate for Deloach. Esquero's got a lot of movement on those pitches as well. It just gets outside of the circle, but Deloach with a good enough read and with the speed.
So 2 walks, a pass ball, and a wild pitch creates the opportunity for Falmouth. 0-2, breaking ball, cut on and miss, strike 3. Noah Esquero racks up 2 Ks in the inning, but 1 pitch too late as Falmouth strikes for the first run of the game. The Commodores score 1 run on no hits, no errors, and they leave 1 runner left on base. After 3.5, it's Falmouth 1, Orleans 0. You're listening to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network.
I like Legos ever since I was a little kid. So
was there like a tipping point, like a specific day where you were like, do you know what, Legos are sick?
I think it was just ever since once I figured out what I could do with the Legos, like building spaceships from my own mind, just putting them together and stuff like that.
And it still reigns true today?
Yeah, I do love them. I don't have any with me though.
Oh,
that's the sad
That's
part.
a long summer.
Yeah, I know. That's a long summer.
All right, I'll track you back. If there's one specific Lego Starship, Battlestar, whatever thing that you made that you're most proud of, is there one you can pick out?
Yes, there's one that I made from scratch. Like I took some parts that were in the instructions and then added some new stuff that I wanted from my mind, my imagination, and I really liked it. It was a lot of fun doing it.
What did it look like?
It was like a spaceship, but it had like a little, it was almost like a baseball for like the cruise ship, almost where the driver would sit.
Okay.
And but it was orange. And it was like a little globe that he sat in.
Whoa.
For where like.
You send that into like BMW or anything like that?
No, I didn't. I should have.
Yeah.
I should have.
I noticed you have lots of wristbands on. What,
Yeah.
what do those mean to you? If there's anyone in specifically.
One of them just says strength, integrity, passion.
Commodores 1, Firebirds nothing. As we go to the last of the fourth at Eldridge Park. 4, 5, and 6 coming up for Orleans, starting with Shea Whitcomb, the second baseman from UC San Diego. Whitcomb 1 for 1 tonight, a double in the first. Almost scored Max Troiani all the way from first base, but Troiani was gunned down at the plate to end the frame. Southpaw Justin Robleski back out for the Commodores. First pitch home. Fastball right down the chute, called strike one. Whitcomb, a Division II player, but despite coming from D2, he has been one of the Firebirds' best hitters all summer long. The California native with 5 home runs, 0-1. Fastball slashed back to the screen, it's 0-2. The 5 home runs for Whitcomb leads this Firebirds squad, and they hit 3 in yesterday's ball game, all in the same inning. That came in the second game of a doubleheader against the Harwich Mariners, where the Firebirds got no hit in game 1, losing 2-0, and won 8-3 in the nightcap. 0-2. Fastball shot to the right side, into the outfield for a base hit. Shea Whitcomb stays up on a line drive single to lead off the fourth.
Yeah, you saw a bit of a lull from Shea Whitcomb. He's getting an average almost to 300, then had a couple game of a cold streak, and now he's starting to find things here. Collects his second base hit in this ball game, 2 for 2 now. And watch out again, if he can get hot, this lineup can become very dangerous, along with a couple other pieces as well.
So Whitcomb reaches for the second time tonight. His average back up to 282. Trevin Esquerra, switch hitting first baseman, digs in. Robleski out of the stretch. First pitch home. Breaking ball out of the zone, chased by Esquerra for strike one. Commodores 1, Firebirds nothing. Bottom half of the fourth at Eldridge Park. Esquerra, the lone strikeout victim tonight for Robleski. Southpaw from Clemson, just his second start on the summer, but his 8th appearance. Rising sophomore comes set at the chest, and he's going to snap throw over to first base, and Whitcomb dives headlong back in. Shea not the biggest threat to run at first base, only swiped 2 bags this past spring at UC San Diego, but has 4 stolen bases on the summer. Extends an aggressive lead at first base, into where the grass hits the corner. Robleski staring right at him. Taking his time, going to kick and fire home. 0-1, fastball sent into deep center field. Blake Dunn ranges back to his left, makes the grab. Esquerra a good swing, but hit it to the longest part of the ballpark, to straightaway center for the first out of the frame.
Well, yeah, Esquerra's been a guy that, again, that has, it seems like a lot of guys we've seen, seems like we're saying it ad nauseum about guys getting better and better at the plate. Well, Esquerra, a perfect example right there. Starting to square some balls up in play, but this time right at Dunn in center.
So Tanner Murray will try and tie this ball game up with Falmouth on top of Orleans 1-0 in the bottom of the fourth. Murray 0 for 1 tonight, popped up his first time at the dish. Southpaw set. First pitch to the right-handed swinger. Breaking ball tapped up the third base side and foul for strike one. Murray has struggled against Falmouth this summer, 0 for 9 with 5 Ks. But hit .364 this past spring for the UC Davis Aggies. Led UC Davis in 10 different offensive categories, including with a .364 average. 0-1. Fastball shot back into center. That's going to get down for a base hit. Whitcomb takes the turnaround second. He'll retreat back to the bag. Second hit of the inning for the Orleans Firebirds. They've got runners on first and second and 1 away.
Well, even though there isn't a tally in the run column for the Firebirds, there have been a lot of hard hit balls by a lot of different guys, and it's just showing you now the Firebirds can string a couple more together here and produce a run. They've done it in 2 innings so far, but haven't gotten a run. This is a great time to do it.
It's now a chance for one of the hottest hitters in the Orleans lineup to get the Firebirds on the board. First pitch to Eddie McCabe. Breaking ball flutters low for ball 1. McCabe flew out his first time up to end the second inning, but hit it to deep right field. Eddie's reached base in 14 straight ball games and now has that average up to the 289 mark. 2 on with 1 away. The 1-0 home. Fastball sent to the right side and out of play. It's 1-1. And for Eddie McCabe, this has come full circle. Played for the Orleans Firebirds in game number 44 last summer. At that point of the season for Orleans, they were eliminated from playoff contention. Right now, the Firebirds in the heart of a playoff spot. Jockeying for a spot in the East, 1-1. Breaking ball chopped up the right side. It's 1-2.
Like Josh Samore down there in the first base side, going over the ledge to make the grab.
We've seen Zamora flash the leather on the diamond, now doing it with the bare hand in that first base dugout. Murray aboard at first, Whitcomb off of second. Firebirds trail the Commodores 1-0. Southpaw Robleski asks for the signs once again. Now he's got him. He's set the 1-2. Breaking ball dances low. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Good take there by McCabe. A pitch that looked pretty good out of the hand from Robleski, but finishes just below the knees. Good take there.
Slightly open stance from the right side for the Norwalk, Connecticut native. The 2-2. Fastball up in the zone. Skied back out of play. We'll do it again. And you can see a clear progression from McCabe from year 1 to year 2 on the Cape. Now, granted, it was only 1 game, but and went 2 for 4 with a pair of RBIs. But batted .345 this spring at Georgetown. Here's the 2-2. Fastball on the outside corner. Ring him up. Strike 3. Hard heater from Robleski. 92 on the gun. McCabe goes down looking for the second out of the inning.
Well worked AB by McCabe, but Robleski just able to outmatch McCabe there. Fires a fastball, which McCabe wasn't expecting. The outside corner gets the benefit of the doubt from Ryan Damari, the home plate umpire. Picks up a big strikeout here in this half inning.
It's now David Avidia, the catcher from Grand Canyon, who rocketed a double off the fence and almost left the yard for the first time this summer. We'll take in. 2 on with 2 away. First pitch. Fastball paints the inside corner for strike 1. Now Avidia has found the stroke as of late. And it's kind of funny the way it's gone, Thomas. There's 2 teams David Avidia hits well. It's the Hyannis Harperhawks and the Chatham A's. 0-1. Breaking ball up and away. It's 1-1.
Well, if they get a base hit here, we'll have to add the Commodores to this list.
He's got 2 hits this summer against Falmouth. And now 2+ games, including a ball that almost left the yard. It's 1-0 Falmouth here in the last of the 4th. The 1-1 home. Hard fastball off the dish. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. So as good as Avidia has been as of late, he has struggled with runners on base. Just 2 for 25. But Avidia draws the line in the sand. Slightly open stance from the right side. All black bat. No batting gloves. Waving the stick over the right shoulder, the 2-1. Breaking ball ties up Avidia. He went around. It's 2-2. Shea Whitcomb led off this inning with a single to the right side. Tanner Murray followed with a base hit of his own. That put runners on first and second for Orleans, but nothing to show for just yet on the scoreboard. Commodores leading the third of 4 matchups between these 2 sides, 1-0. 2-2. Fastball cut on and missed, strike 3. 91-mile-an-hour heater up in the zone. Avidia can't catch up, and the side is retired. Orleans scores no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and they leave 2 runners left on base. After 4 at Eldridge Park, it's Falmouth 1, Orleans nothing. Let's send it over to Scotty Gaines. Scotty.
Thank you, buddy. Hanging out here with a MVP, a VIP at Eldridge Park. Trevor Jackson, most importantly, my cousin. Trevor, welcome in, buddy.
Thank you, Scotty. It's great to be here.
It really is. It's great to be here. We spent the day together in the town of Orleans. We went to the Knack, which the Firebirds family loves. We also went to, what was it, the Orleans Fish Market?
Yeah, that's right. I had a lobster sandwich.
A lobster roll.
A lobster roll. Excuse me. I don't want to. I maybe don't want to get too crazy here, but it was a New England one, if I remember correctly.
It was fantastic. It was a New England lobster roll for everybody coming out there. We highly recommend it. And Trevor, here you are at your first ever and your last ever Firebirds game. No, you're going to come tomorrow. So your first and second to last ever Firebirds game. What's something you've noticed from the Firebirds today?
Well, we've got a great crowd out here, and man, I'm just shocked. I've never seen a baseball game with this amount of talent all in one place, and I'm just really excited to see where they all go by the end of this game, and really where they go in life. I'll be following them. I'm a Firebirds fan for life now.
Wow, Firebirds fan for life. Trevor, you're a star. We've got lots of stars out here. We're going to enjoy our game and send it back to you guys. What a special day it is. Trevor, thanks for the time, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Scotty.
Thank you, Scotty and Trevor. Orleans trails Falmouth 1-0 as we head to the top of the fifth at Eldridge Park. And Noah Skiro, the big right-hander from Liberty, goes back out for the Orleans Firebirds. He's been sharp shy of that fourth inning. Skiro with 5 punch-outs already to his credit. But in the fourth, issued a couple free passes, a pass ball, and a wild pitch, translated to a Commodores run. Big righty from Liberty winds and fires. First pitch to Tim Tawa. Fastball sliced down the right side. This will go out of play onto the Eldridge Park Hill for strike one. Falmouth 1, Orleans 0. Top of the fifth at Eldridge Park on a gorgeous night for baseball. 75 degrees and sunny in Orleans, Massachusetts. 0-1. Breaking ball drops in on the outside corner. It's 0-2. 8, 9, and 1 in the frame for Falmouth, Tawa, Kendall, and Cantrell. Skiro rocks and fires the 0-2. Breaking ball caught on a miss, strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. A sharp slider from Noah Skiro, fans Tim Tawa, and there's one down.
And there it is once again. Noah Skiro. He can get on you in a hurry if you're ahead or you're not prepared into the batter's box because he can pound the zone at times and just retire in 3 pitches, just like Tim Tawa.
So now Kevin Kendall, who is a strikeout victim, his first time up, will take in. 6 strikeouts for Skiro. First pitch home. Fastball fouled back to the netting for strike 1. Giving a nice wake-up call to the director of operations, TJ.
He said he was looking down. It wasn't
looking up, and now sees a foul ball right in his face. 0-1 to Kevin Kendall. Fastball chopped right side. Right to the first base coach, Austin Langworthy tonight for the Falmouth Commodores. It's 0-2.
So he's a pitcher, a position player, and now a first base coach.
So Brett Becker, the Falmouth Commodores' normal third base coach, is not in attendance tonight. Ryan Eiley shifted from first to third, and Langworthy gets the coach first. 0-2. Breaking ball tipped up the third base side. Rather, the first tips off Kendall, and we'll do it again. So Langworthy doing it all for the Falmouth Commodores, showing the stripes. And it's Falmouth who leads Orleans 1-0 with 1 away in the top of the fifth. 6'3" Canadian right-hander winds and fires the 0-2. Breaking ball hit back up to the mound. Skiro backhands it, takes a couple steps towards first, underhand flip in time, and there's 2 away.
Well, if Skiro can get this inning a 1-2-3 style, it's been what has been his outings for most of this year. It's just one bad inning of 1-run baseball. You know, it can get guys out on 3 pitches, almost throw an immaculate inning, and then there are some times when walks a couple guys and gets guys on, but limits the damage at times as well. He's been really good doing that.
He's retired the last 5. First pitch to Hayden Cantrell. A fastball waved at and missed for strike 1. Falmouth on top of Orleans, 1-0 with 2 away in the top of the fifth. A lefty starting to warm up in the Orleans Firebirds bullpen. Skiro winds and fires 0-1. Curveball skips in low, it's 1-1. Now we've yet to see a Firebird starter go more than 5 innings. We saw Isaac Esqueda out of the Orleans bullpen go 6. The 1-1 home. Fastball smacked into left field. Triani coming on. This will skip down for a base hit. Hayden Cantrell shoots the ball to left, and the Commodores have their 3rd hit of the night.
Well, that was an absolute rope by Cantrell. Shows you why he's an all-star here on Cape Cod. Tanner Murray trying his best to jump up on that one. Maybe needed some moon shoes over there at shortstop to get that baseball. But now Cantrell delivers his first base knock in this ballgame.
And this is the dangerous part of the Commodores lineup. Blake Dunn, the center fielder, Has reached base in 5 straight games. First pitch, fastball popped into shallow right field. Zach Daniels on a deadbolt sprint in, lays out, unable to make the grab. Zach Daniels came sprinting in, was back in right field, Superman down in foul territory, but unable to make the grab. It goes down as strike 1.
Well, he gets a nice round of applause from the Orleans Firebirds faithful. And just the acceleration towards the end of that run to dive out, impeccable by Zach Daniels. Shows the type of athlete that he is. Almost able to make that grab, and again, he ran a long way to try to get that ball.
Kelly Nicholson said the other day that Zach Daniels is the best athlete on the Cape. Showed it right there, but just came inches shy from making a spectacular catch to end the frame. Commodores lead the Firebirds 1-0 in the top of the 5th. The 0-1 from Skiro. Fastball up and away. It's 1-1. So Hayden Cantrell, a 2-out single. He's aboard at first. He's got good speed over at first base. 16 stolen bags. That's second in the Cape, only behind Braden Ward. 1-1. Fastball crushed deep left field. Blake Dunn knows it's gone. Bat flips it, and you can kiss it goodbye. A 2-run home run off the bat of Blake Dunn. His first of the summer, and it's a 3-0 Commodores lead as Dunn tees off on a fastball that was right down Broadway.
Blake Dunn just absolutely torches this baseball. And he hung around the batter's box as well for a little bit longer. Gets a nice meeting at the plate with Cantrell and a couple other ball players for the Commodores as they tap helmets together like the Three Musketeers.
Falmouth now 4th in the Cape in home runs with 23 long balls. And as the Commodores up 3-0 here in the top of the 5th inning. First pitch to Zach DeLoach. Fastball taken on the outside corner for strike 1. Firebirds have done a great job on the mound of limiting home runs. That's just the 13th surrendered by Orleans. That's the fewest on the Cape. 0-1. Fastball skips in low. It's 1-1. So DeLoach started that rally in the 4th, trying to extend a rally here in the 5th. DeLoach drew a leadoff walk on 4 pitches, scoring the first run of the ball game. Now the Commodores have added 2 more to their 3-0 advantage. Skiro a deep breath, the 1-1 home. Breaking ball smacked past Austin Langworthy down the first base side in foul ground. It's 1-2. So we talked about how dangerous this Falmouth lineup was, especially at the top. And it's the man who is hitting just .234 entering the night that capitalizes on a huge 2-out opportunity. 1-2. Fastball waved out and missed, strike 3. Noah Skiro bounces back with his second punch-out of the inning, his 7th of the night, but not before the Commodores tack on 2 more on the first home run of the summer by Blake Dunn. Falmouth scores 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and they leave nobody left on base. We're halfway home at Eldridge Park. It's the Commodores 3, Firebirds nothing. And Thomas, as the playoff rate starts to heat up with a little less than 10 games to go, let's look at the standings in the Cape Cod baseball. Coming back from Team USA. But here at Eldridge Park, it's Blake Dunn who gave the Commodores a 3-0 lead on his first home run of the Cape Summer. Falmouth 3, Orleans 0. Last of the fifth at Eldridge Park. And Justin Robleski heads back out for his 5th inning of work, his longest appearance of the summer. First pitch to Zach Daniels. Fastball skips in low for ball 1. Robleski, his 8th appearance, just 2nd start. A reliever at Clemson, but the Tigers trying to turn him into a starter on the bump. The 6'1" southpaw winds and fires 1-0. Fastball crushed over the shortstop Cantrell into left field for a base hit. Blake Dunn cuts it off before it gets to the warning track. Zach Daniels takes the turnaround at first. It's a leadoff base knock for the Tennessee Volunteer.
And here comes ZD. He's starting to heat up at the plate. As I mentioned, it seems like a lot of these Firebirds hitters are really starting to get things around. And if this lineup can really get going with the pitching, this could be a dark horse team to make a run in the playoffs, especially with Whitcomb, Escala, McCabe, Avita, Daniels. The list can go on and on.
First pitch to Jacob Hurtubise. Fastball slashed down the left side and out of play for strike 1. Another guy who started to head in the right direction is Hurtubise. He's 0 for 2 tonight, but that average hovering around the 240 mark. We've seen Hurtubise display the PF Flyers. Made a great web gem earlier in the ball game in straightaway center. Might lay down a button right here. 0-1. Fastball up and in. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Commodores 3, Firebirds 0. A runner on first in the last of the 5th. Hurtubise, the former Harwich Mariner, played 5 games for Steve Angler's club before coming east to play for Kelly Nicholson. The 1-1. Fastball just down low off the outside part of the plate. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. We've seen a good eye from Hurtubise throughout his college career. 69 walks this past season at Army. That set a Patriot single-season record. 2-1 the count. Daniels aboard at first. Here's the pitch. Fastball downstairs once again. It's 3 balls and 1 strike.
He worked a lot of walks and a lot of stolen bases. The only 2 people in front of him in the walk department was Adley Rushman, number 1, who went number 1 overall, former Falmouth Commodore, and number 2, Drew Mendoza, former Chatham Angler and FSU, and then tied with former Bird.
3-1, Daniels running. Fastball goes through the wickets of the catcher Smith to the backstop. Daniels slid head first. It's a walk for Jacob Hurtubise, and the Firebirds will bring the tying run to the plate in the form of Josh Zamora, who has hit left-handed pitching extremely well all summer long.
And Zamora has already worked a walk back in the 3rd, but you have to wonder, that ball got away from the catcher Smith, and Daniels diving in head first at 2nd. With his speed, maybe a chance he could have gotten 3rd, but that's a risky play as well, especially with no outs. But again, it's always, food for thought if you think about it.
Zamora just hitting a $158 this summer, but against Southpaws, batting .269. 100 points higher against left-handers. First pitch. Curveball drops in on the inside corner for strike 1. And boy, did he have his way with left-handed pitching yesterday. Clobbered a 2-run moonshot over the left field fence to give the Birds a lead.
And the Birds were down 2-0 at that time. 2 men on. He's at the dish. They're down 3-0.
So Zamora the tying run, the 0-1. Fastball drops in low. It's 1-1. Commodores 3, Firebirds 0. First 2 men on for Orleans to start the frame. And the 2-hole hitter, Josh Zamora, 3rd baseman from Nevada, Reno. 0 for 1 tonight. Drew a walk his last time up. Slightly open stance from the left side, tapping that front left foot up and down. 1-1. Breaking ball, long swing. Tapped to the 3rd base side. It's 1-2. So Zamora, a 2nd team All Mountain West Conference selection this past spring for the Wolfpack. Led the team in RBIs. I think the Firebirds would take an RBI right here.
Any way you can get them.
The old adage from Kelly Nicholson goes, how about let's get 2 guys on, hit a 3-run homer. 1-2. Fastball sent back up the middle, gloved by the pitcher Robleski. He'll throw it back to 2nd in time. Look what I found, double play for Justin Robleski as he caught the comebacker in the air and caught Zach Daniels sleeping at 2nd for a 1-6 twin killing, and there's 2 down.
That's just unfair at that point. I mean, come on. Like, we saw yesterday where in that game 1 of the no-hitter where Whitcomb just hit a line drive missile right back at Polish, hits off the mitt to Hal Hughes, the shortstop, who throws a pitch on a ball over to first to get Whitcomb. Almost a similar spot there, except this time the pitcher Robleski catches it.
So now Max Troiani going to try and extend this frame for Orleans. Robleski's first pitch home. Hard heater up and away for ball 1. Firebirds were threatening, runners on first and second with nobody out. And now turns into just Jacob Hurtubise aboard at first with 2 down. Commodores a 3-0 lead over Orleans in the bottom of the 5th. 1-0. Fastball up and away. Throw down for the catcher, Smith. Not in time. Trying to backpick Jacob Hurtubise at first, but the speedster dives back in.
Oh, good toss and good idea by the catcher, Smith. Hurtubise saw just the nick of time, and with his speed, able to bolt back to first base, dives in towards the back end of the bag.
Troiani, the Cape Cod Baseball League leader in average, 361. Got a good hitter's count, the 2-0. Fastball shot back to the screen. It's 2-1. So we'll see if Orleans sends Jacob Hurtubise in motion. Has yet to be caught this summer on the base paths. 4 for 4. A Patriot League career record holder in stolen bases with 105, including 45 this past spring. 2-1. Breaking ball flutters off the dish. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. So we'll see what Troiani looks for right here, as he's like the nickname Hit God more than Singles Machine. He's been a machine at the dish. 3-1, flared into center field. Center fielder Dunn coming in, snags the broken bat flare in the air, and the side is retired. The Orleans Firebirds threaten as Orleans get 2 on to start the frame, but a comeback or double play erases the threat as Orleans scores no runs on 1 hit, no errors. They leave 1 runner left on base. After 5, it's Falmouth 3, Orleans nothing, and let's check in with Scotty Gange.
Hey, thank you. Hey, we just saw Max Troiani up at the plate. We've been featuring it and just getting ready for it for a long time. Max Troiani's Bird Bites is coming out tomorrow, and here's a fun sneak peek.
At the end of the day, it just came down to happiness and opportunity. So where was I going to be the happiest? Because happiness is hard to come by in life. I just wanted to pick, the spot or the place that would make me the happiest moving forward. And obviously that's here over sitting at a desk. My buddy put it the best way. He said, dude, you have 6 more weeks in the Cape and you have 50+ years to go sit at a desk. So that was a pretty easy decision there. And then opportunity. I'm always going to be able to go back and sit at a desk. It's just a matter of I'm never going to get this opportunity again. So that's why I chose to stay.
Top of the 6th at Eldridge Park. It's all Falmouth. The Commodores lead the Firebirds 3-0, and Kelly Nicholson will make the move to the bullpen. He'll go for the right-hander from Southern New Hampshire, Jeff Pramel, set to make his 12th appearance of the summer. Pramel 0-2 with a 3.17 ERA. Last pitched against the Falmouth Commodores at Gov Fuller Field on July 20th through a scoreless frame and a Falmouth 3-1 win. It's now 3-0 in favor of the Commodores, and he'll have 4, 5, and 6. First pitch to Trey Cruz. Fastball sent into shallow right center field. Jacob Hurtubise gliding to his left. He has no idea where the ball is. Zach Daniels comes on, and he comes to the rescue to make the grab. Hurtubise lost it in the lights. Daniels bolted from right field to center and makes the grab for out number 1.
Yeah, looked like there. Hurtaby's just backtracking out towards center. Then he kind of throws up his hands, and luckily had a word with Zach Daniels, who was just on his horse out there in right field again. We've seen Daniels almost make a catch in foul ground over towards first base, and now this time comes to the rescue, and if Hurtaby's in right center.
So we'll give you the final line on Noah Skiro. 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 2 walks, and 8 Ks. First pitch to Taylor Smith. Fastball high and tight for ball 1. Smith 0 for 2. Boy, is he happy to see Noah Skiro out of the ball game. 2 of the 8 strikeouts for Skiro came against Smith. 1-0. Some chin music once again, up and in. It's 2 balls and no strikes. For Jeff Bramwell, started as the Firebirds closer this summer, has now become a key arm in the back end of the bullpen. Bramwell sent 2-0. Fastball just outside. Now called a late strike by Ryan Damari. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Thomas Cinzarella wrote it in as ball 3. I thought it was ball 3.
Change his mind. It's okay.
It happens. 2-1 from the righty. Fastball shot high in the air, but in foul ground onto Route 28. Home run in an elevator shaft, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, if they're playing a miniature Fenway Park or something, that would have been gone. Place in Harwichport, you can hit a couple wiffle balls at a miniature Green Monster.
How about at what? Grand Slam?
Mm-hmm.
2-2. Fastball ripped on a line out in front is Smith. We'll do it again.
Haven't been there in a bit either.
Now at Gulf Fuller Field, they don't give you a chance to hit in a batting cage, but they let you test the velocity on your fastball.
Yeah, and
I don't know how reliable.
Don't think
it
it's
is.
right.
6'3" righty comes and set. 2-2. Breaking ball rocketed to the left side. Past Josh Zamora into left field, rather, for a base hit. And Smith, his first hit of the night, he's aboard with 1 away.
I think Smith was just happy to see Noah Skiro exit this ball game. Struck out his first 2 times. Both just got behind the count each and every time, and this time gets out of the count because there's a new pitcher on the mound, Jeff Bramwell. And Bramwell's been solid, a good reliable arm out of the bullpen for the Firebirds.
It's now Baron Radcliffe, the DH from Georgia Tech, steps in. First pitch, breaking ball has Radcliffe out in front for strike 1. Falmouth sporting a 3-0 lead over Orleans with a runner on first and 1 down in the top of the 6th. Radcliffe 1 for 2, singled back in the second. 0-1. Fastball sent on a line down the left field line, tailing towards the corner. This ball will go foul. It's no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Radcliffe was my pick. For anybody to win the home run hitting contest, it was going to be this man. Unfortunately, he didn't even make it out of the first round.
It was a all-Brewster Whitecap day on Sunday. Tyler Hardman finished first in the home run derby. The 0-2 home, breaking ball lifted back and out of play. Avidia sheds the mask and gives chase. This trickles in to the 4th row of the fans behind home plate, and we'll do it again at 0-2. And then in the All-Star game, Brett Auerbach and Gage Workman shared the MVP honors, combining for 5 for 5 with 4 RBIs.
That's how you have a day out here on Cape Cod.
Brewster Whitecaps haven't had much go their direction this summer, but got a nice day at Eldridge Park on Sunday. 0-2. Fastball up in the zone, waved out and missed for strike 3. Just an 87-mile-an-hour heater on the radar gun, but Radcliffe can't keep up, and there's 2 down.
Well, even though it's 87 on the gun, it's going to be more like in the low to mid-90s when it's elevated like that one was. That was above the letters, and Radcliffe goes chasing at it. He saw a juicy fastball, but Bramwell shoved it right down his throat, and Radcliffe can't catch up.
It's now Jackson Coots, the last hope for the Commodores in the inning. First pitch. Fastball grounded to the first base side. Austin Langworthy just lets it go for strike 1.
If there is a guy, a first base coach, who make a play, thought it would have been Austin Langworthy, obviously player for the Commodores.
Taylor Smith aboard at first, singled with 1 down. 5th hit of the night for Falmouth. The Firebirds with 5 of their own. 0-1. Fastball cut on and missed. It's 0-2. Coots out of Rhode Island. Rarely will you see a URI player on the Cape. Originally from Orono, Maine. The 0-2, runner going, fastball up and away, throw down from Avidia, not in time. So Taylor Smith off and running. The catcher swipes his first stolen bag of the summer on his first attempt, and the Commodores have a runner in scoring position with 2 away.
Big spot here for the Commodores if they can try to get another insurance run and just push up this lead. That's what they want to do with their pitching the way it's been going over their 7-game win streak.
Commodores looking for their 8th win in a row tonight. 1-2. Breaking ball sent hard to the right side. Second baseman Whitcomb shuffles to his right. Throws on to first in time. And the side is retired. So Jeff Pramel works around a 1-out single as the Commodores score no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and they leave 1 runner left on base. After 5.5, it's Falmouth 3, Orleans nothing. And Thomas, for the second time tonight, let's look around the Cape Cod Baseball League, and every game continues to get just a little more important down the final stretch in the month of July. 2 games have gone final tonight. We told you Bourne defeated Hyannis 4-2 in the first game of a doubleheader. Harwich all over Katuitt at Lowell Park 9-1. Hyannis and Bourne knotted up in game 2 of that twin killing, 2-2 in the 5th. And the YD Red Sox leading the Chatham Anglers at Veterans Field 3-1.
It'll be interesting if, Chatham won yesterday and YD goes to Chatham's place and takes one away just like Chatham did yesterday. Be even split.
How about another oddity for Scott Pickler's club tonight? Austin Wells, who has been one of the best power hitters on the Cape, hitting leadoff.
Why not? Let him rip it.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him, and it has been tonight. They lead the Anglers 3-1 in the 6th.
It was funny. I was reading a couple scouting reports from guys in high school, and Austin Wells' little blurb was big power potential, and, well, we've seen here on Cape Cod for sure. That's what we have seen this summer.
So the Firebirds unable to cash in on runs in their first 5 trips to the plate. Orleans trails Falmouth 3-0. We'll head to a short break. You're listening to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. Washed out. 1-0. Fastball corked to deep left field. Rivoli ranging back. Track wall looks up. You can kiss it goodbye. Second home run of the summer for Rob Emery. And the Birds add another one. It's 2-0 here in the 2nd inning.
And there it is once again. Rob Emery showing off the power. He's a big guy behind the dish. And Wynn coming in as well and still puts it out over the left field fence.
2-2 to Emery. Breaking ball clobbered down the left field line. Rivoli giving chase. This one's going to land in fair ground. Wick comes in from third. Behind him is Murray. And retreating back to first base with a 2-run single is Rob Emery. Tack on another 2 for the Birds. It's 8-3 here in the 8th. Falmouth on top of Orleans, 3-0 as we go to the last of the 6th at Aldridge Park. And Jeff Trundy will make the call to the bullpen. He'll bring on Bradley Littleton, the right-hander from Lewis College, set to make his Cape Cod Baseball League debut. Falmouth Commodores have pitched tremendously well during this 7-game win streak, only allowing 10 runs to the opposition. They have another shutout working tonight at Aldridge Park. First pitch from Littleton to Shea Whitcomb. Breaking ball skips in low for ball 1. Falmouth 3, Orleans nothing. Last of the 6th at Eldridge Park. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 for the Firebirds. Whitcomb 2 for 2 tonight. Has 2 of the 5 hits for the Firebirds. 1-0 from Littleton. Fastball up and away. It's 2 balls and no strikes. So let's give you the final line on Justin Robleski. He went 5 shutout innings, surrendered 5 hits, walked 2, and struck out 3. Whitcomb open stance from the right side. 2-0 from Littleton. Fastball sent deep to left field. Whitcomb out in front. This will drift out of play. It's 2-1. Had the distance for a home run, but Whitcomb was out in front. And instead turns into a souvenir. If you want to dig through Route 28 woods, might pick up a tick or 2. Maybe some poison ivy.
Let's say some poison ivy, probably more likely in there.
So it'll be Escara and Murray to follow, but the Firebirds leader in home runs looking for another. 2-1 home. Breaking ball shot to deep right center field. Dunn on the run, ranging near the fence. He's looking up. This ball is off the wall. Whitcomb racing for second base. He'll take the turnaround from third. Relay throw from Cantrell. In time. The third hit of the night for Shea Whitcomb, but he's gunned down trying to take third. 8-4-5 it goes, and there's one down.
Well, that's why the Commodores have won 7 games in a row. They've done it all. And it's a perfect relay throw from Dunn to Kendall, who fires an absolute strike to third to Trey Cruz. And Whitcomb out by about a step there.
Whitcomb tried to swim move the tag from Trey Cruz, but unable to get to the opposite side of the bag. So now Trevin Esquera will be the batter for Orleans. First pitch from Littleton. Fastball off the dish for ball 1. And that ball really took a perfect play from Falmouth. Whitcomb crushed that to right center field, probably about 385 plus. 1-0. Fastball sent the other way. This one drifting foul. It's 1-1. Falmouth 3, Orleans nothing. One away in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Of course, at Red Wilson Field, that's probably a home run. Only 352 to straightaway center.
It's going to be in the woods going towards the road.
The 1-1. Breaking ball shot back to the screen. It's 1-2. So Esquera 0 for 2 tonight. Struck out swinging back in the second. And started to find good things rolling at the plate as of late. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball drops in just up and away. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Firebirds have had 6 hits tonight, but have yet to get a runner in. They're out hitting the Commodores 6-5, but still trailing this game 3-0. 2-2. Breaking ball on the outside corner, called strike 3. Nasty hook from Bradley Littleton. He has his first K in the CCBL, and there's 2 down.
Well, that's what can happen sometimes when the Commodores, you mentioned, they're just clicking on all cylinders. You can out-hit them, but it seems like their numbers over the last week or so are just get a couple guys on, have one big inning, they'll collect six base knocks, but score 3 runs and win the ball game. That's what it's been for them.
It's now Tanner Murray, the shortstop from UC Davis, will check in. Murray 1 for 2 tonight. First pitch home from Littleton. Fastball upstairs for ball 1. For Murray, he's going to try and extend this inning that started with a double by Shea Whitcomb. But he was thrown down trying to take third base and extended into a triple. Righty on righty matchup with 2 away. Here's the 1-0. Fastball shot over the shortstop's head, Hayden Cantrell. He leaps up but unable to make the grab. A multi-hit performance for Tanner Murray. He's on for the 2nd time tonight. And the Birds a 2-out base runner. So now Eddie McCabe will try and get things going in the right direction. He's reached base in 14 straight ball games. That potentially in jeopardy right here. He's 0 for 2 tonight. And the 7-hole hitter from Georgetown trying to extend this inning and bring home the go-ahead run at the plate. Well, the tying run at the plate, rather. It's Murray on at first with 2 away. Falmouth on top of Orleans 3-0. First pitch, fastball in there for a strike at the bell. 0-1.
Yeah, McCabe, a guy that has seen that on-base percentage rise as well. 3rd on the team at OBP. Worked a lot of walks and has collected a lot of base hits over the last 10 games.
The 0-1 home. Fastball up and away. Called a strike. Good frame job by Taylor Smith. It's 0-2.
Couple close pitches there. Falmouth gets the benefit of the doubt.
So Bradley Littleton, first appearance on the Cape, looking for a shutdown frame. 0-2. Fastball upstairs. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Firebirds have had 2 hits in the inning, yet they only have 1 man on base at the current moment. It's Tanner Murray, who's singled with 2 outs, leads off first with the Firebirds trailing the Commodores 3-0. Littleton set 1-2. Breaking ball sent down the right field line. Tailing towards the corner, right fielder DeLoach on the run. Slides, unable to make the grab in foul ground. And we'll do it again. And we've seen some great effort from both sides tonight. They've come up just a little short-handed, trying to make some spectacular plays, but both these teams jockeying for playoff spots and trying to win a Cape Cod crown for their respective sides.
And Deloach sliding about 5 yards on the turf, almost going into a fan down there. We saw Daniel Cabrera yesterday run into a couple Firebird faithful down there on the hill in the right field corner.
So 1-2 to Eddie McCabe, with Murray aboard at first with 2 away, the 1-2. Fastball upstairs, it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now potentially in this AB, McCabe could have a walk right now. Taylor Smith did a really good job to frame a couple pitches for a strike. But McCabe working his way back has evened up the count. David Avila, the catcher from Grand Canyon, waits on deck. He would represent the tying run if he got up. Littleton set first base side. The 2-2 home. Breaking ball drops just outside and the count runs full. So a pitch that probably might have been strike 3 to some umpires called ball 3. And a pitch that might have been ball 1 and 2 called strike 1 and 2.
Baseball.
It's the way it goes sometimes. Murray will be off with the pitch, with the first baseman Jackson Coots playing behind the back. Falmouth 3, Orleans nothing. Bottom of the 6th at Eldridge Park, the payoff pitch. Curveball up and in, ball 4. So Eddie McCabe works his way back behind in the count, 0-2, works the walk, and the tying run will come to the plate. And in fact, it's going to be a pinch hitter. Dom Keegan, a rising sophomore out of Vanderbilt, going to take his first licks in the Cape Cod Baseball League.
And Keegan has some pop in that barrel as well. Highly talented kid out of Methuen, Massachusetts. Plays his college ball, as you mentioned, at Vanderbilt. Only about 22 ABs there, but it's a little dicey here by Kel Nicholson, but you're down by 3. You want a base hit? Why not?
Talk about a spot to make your Cape Cod Baseball League debut in. Keegan, the sophomore from Mass, digs in from the right side. First pitch. Breaking ball drops in on the inside corner for strike 1. Keegan, as a freshman at Vanderbilt, now remember the Commodores won the national championship, only had 25-plus ABs. Batted .227, but a very highly touted kid. A top 150 prospect in his class 2 years ago. 0-1. Fastball slashed down the right side. This will run near Nussett Middle School. It's 0-2.
Well, he was late on that pitch, but that pitch went a country mile down the first base side over the hill.
So Keegan represents the tying run at the plate. It's his first plate appearance in the Cape Cod Baseball League. McCabe aboard at first, Murray off of second. The Commodores on top of the Firebirds 3-0 in the 6th. Keegan waving the bat from the right side. The 0-2. Fastball above the helmet. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Keegan, a 4-time all-conference selection in his high school days out of Methuen, Mass. Hit .402 for his college, well, his high school career, rather. Pretty dang good. Drove in 69 runs as well. 2 on with 2 away. The 1-2. Breaking ball shot to the left side and foul, and we'll do it again. Keegan will turn 19 years old in 6 days on the Cape. Little young gun here on Cape Cod. Seen a couple Firebirds birthdays this summer. Isaac Esqueda celebrated on the 4th of July. Connor Pellerin the day before the All-Star game. And how about Noah Skiro, turned 21 and made an All-Star Day appearance at Eldridge Park. Keegan represents the tying run. Littleton set third base side, the 1-2. Fastball up and away. It's 2-2.
Couple close takes here by the Firebirds hitters, and that's another one.
So Keegan, a long pipeline of Vanderbilt players to come to Orleans. Phil Clark, J.J. Bleda, and Pat DeMarco from last year's class. Ethan Paul and Steven Scott from the year prior. 2-2. Breaking ball on the outside corner, called strike 3. A strong first inning in his Cape Cod Baseball League debut for Bradley Littleton. As he works around a 2-out threat, the Firebirds score no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and they leave 2 runners left on base. After 6 complete innings at Eldridge Park, it's the Commodores 3, the Firebirds nothing. Let's send it over to Scotty Gange on the hill, a ways down, talking with our favorite friend, Mr. Firebird.
Hey, we're on the broadcast right now. We're
go.
here with Mr. Firebird.
Go
You're all over the place,
Birds!
right?
Yeah, right on.
So tell me, what's like the pregame routine for you?
Nothing usually. I mean, in the morning I come out. My kid goes to clinic. I put my chair and blanket down for Mrs. Firebird. Then I go watch the clinic. Then I go swim, and then I come back and do the game.
You have a full day then.
That's it. That is my day.
Hey, do you have like a special Powerade drink, energy drink, or anything like that?
Funny, I brought some sassafras tea tonight, so Pappy sassafras tea.
So the Pappy Sassafras tea, that's the key to success for you.
Tonight it is, yeah. Tonight, I'm definitely a little dehydrated, so I'm definitely keeping my fluids up,
All right, well, we're going to make this short and sweet then. You've taken lots of pictures today, I've noticed. You and I got a picture in like the third inning. What's your picture count today?
It's got to be like 7, 8, maybe 9, I think.
Is there a special like hand signal you do, and the Mr. Firebird hand signal? Or is it just yelling?
I love the bird thing they do. The guys do on the team. That's awesome. But I don't know.
Hey, we'll let you get one more. Go Firebirds!
Right. Let's go Firebirds!
Thanks so much for the time.
Well, there go my eardrums.
Welcome back inside Eldridge Park. Top of the 7th.
They were no good anyway.
First pitch from Jeff Pramel, fouled back to the screen. Welcome back to Sesame Street, I should say. The Cardinal down there. Or the Firebird, I should say. 3-0 Commodores lead here in the top of the 7th. Rob Emery will enter this ball game behind the dish. 0-1 a pitch. Off-speed wave and a miss for strike 2. To Tim Tom on the left fielder for the Commodores. Jeff Pramel back on the bump for the Firebirds in his second inning of work. Again, Firebirds out hitting the Commodores 7-5, but a couple nice defensive plays have retired the Birds. 0-2 curveball inside corner, strike 3. Tim Tawa just sees 3 pitches, and Pramel is on his A game here tonight. And Tawa sat down for the first out here in the 7th.
Little deja vu from the 5th inning. Tawa went down on 3 pitches. In the 5th, he went down swinging. That time goes down looking here.
So nobody aboard, 1 down for the Commodores. It's the 9-holder Kevin Kendall, a shortstop from UCLA. First pitch swinging, pulls one way down the first base side out of play towards the parking lot of the Nauset Grill Food Tent. Count 0-1. Most of the damage has been from that 2-run blast from Blake Dunn in the 5th inning. In a moonshot over the left center field fence. 0-1 showing bunt, bunts it up the third base side. Emery scrimmels down the third base side, scoops it up, and it flicks the ball in the air and foul ground. As it just trickles foul, count 0-2.
Did you see what happened last night in the Colorado Rockies game?
No, I did not.
There was a bunt up the third base line. The pitcher saw it drift into foul ground, just left the third base line. He didn't pick it up. He kicked it further into foul ground. Made sure it didn't get back into fair territory.
Any way you can make sure that ball does not advance to the right side of the chalk, just do it. So Pramel's having the count 0-2 on Kendall. Right-hander Pramel looks into the catcher Emery. Left-hander Kendall. Open stance from the left side. Pramel steps off the mound and wipes his forehead with his right forearm. And now reconnects with the rubber. The 0-2. Off speed, backdoor curve. Looked pretty good. Doesn't get the call there. Rob Emery tries his best Yadier Molina impression there, trying to wiggle that pitch into the strike zone. The 1-2. Fastball, wave and a miss for strike 3. And Kendall goes down swinging. Pramel has struck out the first 2 Commodores here in the 7th. 2 down, nobody aboard, as the Commodores lead 3-0.
Now, for Jeff Pramel, the way his arc has been this summer, he got off to a red-hot start on the bump, faded off a little bit, but now he's coming right back on strong like he did. His stuff looks untouchable once again.
We see that from a lot of guys here in Cape Cod, not only pitchers but position players as well. They can cool off after a while, but then regame themselves. First pitch swinging, Hayden Cantrell pops one out of play over Route 28. just behind us on the third base side. 0-1, a leadoff hitter from Louisiana Lafayette. One of the raging Cajuns sporting a red leg and ankle guard on the right foot. The switch hitter takes the 0-1. Off-speed wave and a miss. First strike, 2-2. Cantrell so far tonight, 1 for 3, singled back in the 5th and scored on the Blake Dunn 2-run blast. That's done the heavy lifting for this Commodore offense. They lead 3-0 here in the top of the 7th. 2 down, the 0-2. Fastball inside corner, strike 3. Eddie Cantrell, thank you for playing. He goes down looking as Pramel strikes out the side here in the 7th. After 6.5, it's stretch time here at Eldridge Park. The Commodores 3, Firebirds 0. And it is our favorite time of the night. Scotty Gange, seeking Scotty. Where are you, buddy?
Hey, you never do quite know what you're going to get with Mr. Firebird. He's so fun. But hey, seeking Scott, I'm looking forward to it. I am under where Bobby Dahlback turned the lights off in 2015.
Wow, this is a good.
I honestly think I'm going to win this one today.
Yeah, this is one where I really don't know because I wasn't here when Dahlback was here, but there is the light switch over here by the tent behind home plate. Nope. Okay.
Oh, Thomas.
Oh. Bobby Dahlback, I'm pretty sure, punched out a light when he was at the dish. No, he didn't put out a light pole?
Maybe he did.
Okay.
But which light pole?
That's what I was going for. I want to say.
Yeah, you're getting warmer here, like the light.
It's the third base side just beyond the Commodores dugout because that one does not have a lot of lights on it.
No, buddy. Come on now. If you give up, I'll tell you, and I'll win this one. I never win this
Scotty,
game.
I will never give up. I will never back down. I will just go through every single light pole.
Yeah, are you just going to go all the way around this place and go to every light and go to the bottom of it?
Well, we have you, Scotty. You have been caught. You're in left center
yeah,
field.
that a baby. Hey, I was talking to Bobby Dahlback's former host family today, and they said that this light post in BP, he hit a light at the very top. He turned the lights off around here in 2015. Bobby Dahlback, of course, now in the Boston Red Sox organization. But, are you kidding me? Look how far away I am. I'm like 356 feet away from home plate, and then this thing's, 150 feet in the air? And he hit it. In BP, of course, this wasn't the real game, but he hit it in BP. I mean, that's absolutely amazing. I think the only guy on the team that can probably do that this year is Zach Daniels. And plus, just to hit the light post, that takes a lot out of you. Pretty cool, if you ask me.
Well, Scotty, don't sell yourself short. I think you can hit a light
Oh,
pole
yeah,
out
sure.
down there.
Maybe I can hit the one, right behind home plate if I foul it off.
Thanks, Scotty. Always fun here on Seeking Scotty. I don't know. I think that one's a draw, maybe a tie. I don't know.
No, I won that one. I'm going to give myself the win. Tie goes to the runner.
Okay.
It's actually a fictitious rule. The tie does not go to the runner. That's all made up in Little League.
Bottom of the 7th, action here from Eldridge Park. Firebirds trail 3-0. As Zach Daniels will start things off from the right side. First pitch popped up on the air out behind the dish. Smith, the catcher, tosses the mass, but that one just finds the hill beyond the Firebirds dugout on the first base side. And there is an Omaha kind of pile down there on the hill. About 20 kids literally trying to get that baseball. I guess it's better to try to get the baseball here than go across Route 28, so I think we're okay with that. 0-1. Fastball pumped upstairs, cut on a miss for strike 2. It's 0-2. So Sean Mullen enters this ball game for the Commodores, that of UCLA, making his 7th appearance here on Cape Cod. 6.75 ERA through 8 innings. Struck out 11 though as the 0-2. Fastball upstairs, 1-2.
Thomas, and you know what I'm feeling in this AB for Zach Daniels?
A home run.
I think Zach Daniels is going to hit a home run in this at-bat.
He's going to hit the light post as well. The 1-2. Curveball cut on a miss for strike 3. So we probably won't try to predict anything else. We're not psychics out here, but we felt something coming, and unfortunately, our gut feeling was wrong.
We'll predict the opposite next time and see what happens.
We'll keep trying out here. Just like the Firebirds, we will not back down.
Wow, very poetic.
Jacob Hurtubise, the center fielder from Army, digs in from the left side. First pitch misses up and away for ball 1. Hurtubise, a guy that Continues to increase his walk total every single year he's at Army as they 1-0 pitches. Slapped down the first baseline for a base hit. Hurtubise wearing the PF Flyers. He's easily in at second base. No throw. And that's what the Firebirds needed. A 1-out double for Hurtubise, and they have something going.
Anyone else, that might be a long single. Jacob Hurtubise, so much speed. And just for extra emphasis, slides feet first into the bag. What Orleans needs right now is just find a way to get another base runner, give a chance for the heart of the lineup to try and tie this game up.
That's exactly right. Just give him a chance. So Josh Samore, the 2-hitter, will dig in. Or excuse me, will be a pinch hitter here. Called upon for the Firebirds. Zach Kokoska out of Kansas State. The left-hander facing the right-hander Sean Mullen. Mullen kicks and fires. First pitch to Kokoska. Fastball that sported on the outside corner for strike one. Kokoska, who had the second game off in the doubleheader yesterday, now has re-entered into this ball game. Hurtubise off a second. Mullen gives him a look. Looks back towards home. Another look. Hurtubise extends his lead. The 0-1. Fastball scooped out of play over the third base dugout. Count 0-2. Kokoska, 238 average here on the Cape. Has seen a dip over the last couple games. Looks to get back on track here. Home run and 5 runs driven in. Has a big RBI out at second base. A lot of room down the right field line if he can pull one down there just like Hurtubise did. Right fielder DeLoach over towards right center a bit. Mullen taking a long time to get on the same page with Taylor Smith, the catcher. 0-2. Off-speed pitch in the dirt, scooped up by Smith. As Kokoska able to lay off.
Now, I like the move by Kelly Nicholson. Zach Kokoska bats .277 against right-handed pitching. All of his RBIs have come that way. Josh Samore against right-handers this summer, only a .02. Playing the matchup.
So count a ball and 2 strikes on Kokoska. The 1-2. Fastball is just fisted out of play over the third base side. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bob the 7th there from Eldridge Park. Commodores 3, Firebirds nothing. One down in an inning. Hurtubise off a second base after his double just last batter. Mullen trying to keep the shutout going here at Eldridge Park. Hurtubise off a second, extends his lead. The 1-2 pitch as Kokoska just fouls it off the catcher Smith. Once again, count stays 1-2.
Good battle here by Kokoska. It's tough sometimes to be a pinch hitter. You come off the bench cold, and you've been sitting there for 6 or so innings. You got to find a way, draw a deep AB, see some pitches, and try and send one the other way.
We need Scott Becker to rub his pinch hit magic here at Eldridge Park, maybe. One-two from Mullen. Fastball is smacked one hop towards the shortstop. Goes over to third base towards Cruz. Cruz running back towards second base and tags down Hurtubise. Now throw to first base just in time as Kokoska getting back in. But Hurtubise was caught on a rundown. And now there are 2 down here in the 7th.
Yeah, and that ball was hit to the left side right in front of Hurtubise. He froze for a second, took a couple steps back to the bag, and then decided to go to third, and that hesitation really plagued Hurtubise, to say the least, and goes down as a fielder's choice.
So with 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th, Firebirds trail 3. It's now Max Troiani, the left fielder from Bentley, who faces the right-hander Sean Mullen. Mullen's first pitch is Scott out towards shallow right field. DeLoach, the right fielder, coming in a few steps. Kemp Center moves to his left. He makes the catch for the final third. Out. So the Firebirds unable to make some noise here in the 7th. They go down with no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on a base. We're through 7 here in Eldridge Park. It's the Commodores 3 and the Firebirds nothing. We'll step aside, listen to Firebirds baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network.
Thing that we're going to kind of get to do here is get kind of an inside look at the program and how it's run, and a lot of that is by you, Coach. You told me a few weeks ago that the standard for the team is PAR, punctuality, accountability, and respect. What does that really mean to you and to the team as a whole?
Well, I think what we're doing in the summertime is we're teaching life through baseball, and it's at Loyola High School we teach life. I try to teach life through mathematics, and so the punctuality, the accountability, and respect those are three things that we would like these guys to carry on after their baseball career is finished, because I think there are three standards that all of us as young men, adults, young women, that if we can do those three things, be on time, show up, do our jobs, be accountable, be able to say, hey, I screwed that up, and be super respectful of everybody, then those are qualities that I think we want in our DNA as human beings, and that's why we just try to, it's just a different platform. At Loyola High School, it's a classroom and you're teaching math, and here it's a baseball field and you're coaching baseball. But the bottom line is that we're trying to teach life through those two different venues, math and on the diamond.
Zach Nikoska, I know you've been here for a long time this summer. Through what Kelly just said, learning life and then.
Top of the 8th inning action here from Eldridge Park. The Firebirds look to keep the Commodores' bats at bay as they lead 3-0. Commodores 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. Firebirds no runs, 8 hits, and no errors. As Pregame is back on the rubber, working from the stretch against the right-hander Blake Dunn. First pitch to Dunn. He shows bunt and fouls it down towards the Firebirds dugout. Count 0-1. So a couple defensive changes here for the Firebirds after Kokoska pinched it for Josh Zamora last half inning. Whitcomb over at third base now. Julio Mercado making his second Cape League debut. He debuted earlier in the season with the Firebirds. Now has come back here to Eldridge Park as the 0-1 off-speed cut on a miss for strike 2. Mercado over at second base. Infielder from NJIT. Good to see him back here in the Firebirds red and white. 0-2. Curveball, just getting a piece of it is Dunn, who fouls it off the thigh of Rob Emery. Count remains 0-2.
Now, how cool of a story is that? Marcano, who was 4 for 11, by the way, with a home run and 2 RBIs in just 5 games in his first go-around, gets a second chance. Battled some injury during the time off, able to get healthy, and he's back in late July for a playoff push.
An extra bat the Firebirds could use as the 0-2 pitch is lifted out towards shallow right field. Daniels Kemp's under it, just moves in a few steps, makes the catch for out number 1. So first man, and Dunn is retired here in the 8th inning. That was his first debut since the 2-run blast in the 5th. So Zach Deloach, the right fielder from Texas A&M, will dig in from the left side. 5 in a row has been retired by Pramel. 6 of the last 7. First pitch fastball, check swing, leaves it upstairs. Is Deloach for ball 1. Deloach so far in this ball game, 0 for 2, worked a walk and came around to score in the 4th on a wild pitch. The 1-0. Fastball is squibbed out high in the air out towards the left side of the infield. Third baseman Whitcomb coming back almost towards the line of foul ground and secures it for the second out. So Whitcomb transitioned from second to third and records an out in his first inning of work down there. So with 2 down, it's the cleanup hitter Trey Cruz, the third baseman from Rice, who looks to prolong this half inning. The 6'2", 200 sophomore from Houston, Texas. Waves the bat back towards Pramel, the right-hander from Southern New Hampshire. Pramel kicks and deals. First pitch, curveball perfectly spotted at the knees for strike 1.
Now, this might sound a little crazy, but if Jeff Pramel gets back in the dugout and says, hey, coach, I'm good for a 4th, run him out there. He looks great.
He's looking great right now as the 0-1 pitch fastball elevated up in the zone. Popped up behind home plate and out of play over the press box. Count 0-2.
He's retired 7 in a row. He's retired 8 of the 9 he's faced tonight. This kid looks like the greatest pitcher on the face of the earth right now.
0-2. Curveball, high chopper to the right side of the infield. Marcano ranges to his left, fields it on a hop. Over to first in time. And Julio Marcano records the final out here in the top of the 8th inning. We're through 7.5 here at Eldridge Park. It's the Commodores 3 and the Firebirds nothing. We're going to send it back to Scotty Gage on the first base side. Lunch with Scotty. Scotty, over to you.
Hey, thanks. Just one more little PSA. We've mentioned it. We've talked about it. The Land Ho Lunches with Kelly. We played that earlier. That's on our YouTube page right now. If you want to watch that after the game, you can. It's a really, really interesting conversation with Kelly, Josh Zamora, and Eddie McCabe with a lot of people in the town of Orleans. That was, again, at Land Ho. And tomorrow is round 3 of Lunches with Kelly and Lunches with the Birds. We're going to be at Cook's Seafood tomorrow at noon. Kelly's going to be there. A few Firebirds are going to be there. We're going to have some quality seafood. I can't wait for that especially. And just share a great conversation about the inside of the Orleans Firebirds organization, how it's run, when it really started to run the way that Kelly has perfected it so well today, and just the background of baseball with the players that'll join us tomorrow. So really can't wait for that. It's going to be a special event. If you're in the town of Orleans, again, it's at Cook's Seafood at noon tomorrow. Again, at Cook's Seafood at noon tomorrow. And if you're not in the town of Orleans, if you're a parent or family member watching from around the country, it'll be on our YouTube page in the next couple of days. Can't wait for that tomorrow, and just really can't wait for the next Firebirds game and the next inning here for the Firebirds. It's a fantastic night as always, and always looking forward to what's coming up next.
And thank you, Scotty. I saw Alex Gagne over there trying to take a picture of you.
Oh, yeah, you know he did. Come on, that's for the Instagram clout. Come on now.
Our very own Alex Gagne. Fantastic photographer here for the Firebirds. A lot of pictures you see online. Well, there is work. We're going to give him a shout-out as well. Go follow Alex Gagne on Twitter, Instagram, all the social media.
At Alex Gagne Photo.
There it is. Put it out there. So the Firebirds trail the Commodores 3-0 here, late in this ball game. Bottom of the 8th, as the Birds are down to their final 6 outs. Shea Whitcomb, who is 3 for 3 tonight, doubled in the first before Trani was on that play, was thrown out trying to score from first. Singled in the 4th, and then Whitcomb was thrown out at third, trying to extend a double into a triple. So the junior from UC San Diego takes a first pitch fastball on the inside corner for strike 1. Whitcomb looks to stay hot here in this ball game. As Mullen is back on the hill for the Commodores. The 0-1. Off-speed pitch just doesn't cut down enough. Count a ball and a strike.
Now, Shea Whitcomb in his college career has only had a 4-hit game once. That came on March 26, 2018 against Cal State Monterey Bay.
As the 1-1 pitch off speed dips in at the knees, count 1-2.
And that came in 6 at-bats. It's a little different when you go 4 for 4.
It is very different. We saw Braden Ward from Wareham go 6 for 6. I mean, that is just absurd. Whitcomb trying to do it here with 4 for 4 as the 1-2 curveball at the belt for strike 3. So Whitcomb goes down looking to start things off here in the 8th. And Mullen picks up his second punch out here in this outing.
And the thing that looms for Orleans potentially is Zach Brixey, the closer from Virginia Tech. He did pitch last night for Falmouth at Gov Fuller Field, but he's been one of the most lights-out relievers on the Cape through a scoreless 1-2-3, struck out the side and had that fastball 94-96.
First pitch of Travis Scarra off speed at the belt, down the part of the plate for strike 1. Almost like the Mariano Rivera here of Cape Cod. But then again, it could be Game 4 of the ALDS in 2004, maybe. Just need David Ortiz at the dish.
If you're Orleans, you think you got to try and scratch across at least 1 in this inning to make it a ball game in the 9th.
First, the 0-1 to Escara goes right back to the changeup outside corner for strike 2. 0-2 on Escara. We saw Shea Whitcomb last time at Falmouth blast a solo home run in the 9th to make it 3-1. Both games actually resulted in 3-1. One win for the Firebirds, one for the Commodores. As the 0-2 pitch, fastball foul tip into the mitt of Taylor Smith for strike 3. Back-to-back punch-outs issued here by Mullen to start things off in the 8th. So at 2 down, nobody aboard for the Firebirds. It's going to be Zach Britton, who now is pinch hitting for Tanner Murray. So we'll see a slew of more defensive changes maybe in the top of the 9th. As the first pitch to Zach Britton, fastball misses the outside corner for ball 1.
And Kelly Nicholson's just trying to find the man who's going to deliver a base knock. Spark O'Reilly. These Orleans bats have been there in terms of hits. They haven't been able to string them together.
1-0 curveball. Comes in at the bottom part of the zone for strike 1. Count a ball and a strike. It's been a tough go for the Birds so far. They've had a couple of chances, just haven't cashed in. 1-1 curveball, check swing by Britton. It's in there anyway. 1-2.
Off the bench, Orleans has used everyone offensively now. They have no one else to use in terms of hitters.
Kelly doing it all as the 1-2. Fastball is hit high in the air than the third base side, but over Route 28 towards the woods. Count stays 1-2.
So this could get pretty fun. For the first time this summer, you could either see, now this could get really entertaining. You either have Trevin Esquera move to a different position, or, and I know that's going to sound weird, Max Trani comes in to play the infield.
That would be cool. As the 1-2 changeup misses down to the zone. Count 2-2.
Trani, a second-team All-State third baseman out of Pittsford, New York, was taking ground balls at third base earlier today.
Could be the move as the 2-2. Curveball at the knees. Just missing for ball 3. Mullen can't believe it.
Well, 8 Commodores just started walking off the field.
Smith, the catcher, was looking to walk off. He couldn't believe it as well. But another pitch here in this half inning. The 3-2. Curveball. Outside corner for strike 3. And Britton goes down looking to end things here in the 8th inning. Mullen strikes out the side here in the 8th. We're 3 complete at Eldridge Park. It's the Commodores 3 and the Firebirds nothing. We'll step aside, listen to Firebirds baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network.
Yeah, Esquera's playing first. I think that's going to happen. Tramel's coming back out. This is wild. Okay. So, okay, guys, this is going to be really weird. Let's go! Make sure you're the third! Yes, my boy!
Top of the 9th inning from Eldridge Park. Jeff Primmel back on the hill for the Firebirds. And Josh, as you called it, in the last half inning, Max Trani over at third base. Now Shea Whitcomb over at shortstop. And McCarno and Esquera stay at their positions before. So Taylor Smith, the catcher for Falmouth, will set to do battle from the right side. The rising sophomore at Grayson County College. Getting just over 200 so far this year. 1 for 3 on the evening. First pitch. Fastball is a major league pop-up on the left side of the infield. Third baseman Trani ranging in towards the third base bag. Shifts over to his left. And unfortunately drops the ball. Throw over towards second base. Not in time. And Taylor Smith in at second base. And the Commodores have a leadoff base runner.
So there's the moves, and Max Trani playing his first game at third base since he was a freshman at Bentley and unable to track that ball. We'll see how it's scored. Right now they've marked it as an out on point streak. I think they're going to have to change that to either a double or an error. And it's an error.
So first pitch, fastball to Barrett Radcliffe misses upstairs for ball one. A little different than tracking balls in the outfield as well. But also in these lights, it's not easy to catch a fly ball at night. As the 1-0 pitch is ripped out towards left center field, going back, and this ball's gone. A 2-run blast for Barron Radcliffe. Just disposes one over the 350 mark in left center towards the playground. And the Commodores have tacked on 2 more here in the top of the ninth. It's now a 5-0 lead in favor of the Commodores.
Well, everything is going Falmouth's way tonight. That a hard line drive off the bat of Barron Radcliffe just shoots it over the left field fence. And 2 pitches after the misplay on the infield, the Falmouth Commodores capitalize. This is a team that just can't be beat right now.
Everything just going their way on this 7-game winning streak. And here tonight trying to make it number 8. First pitch from Bramall. Fastball ripped down the first base side in towards the fence. Foul. Count 0-1 on Jackson Coates, the first baseman from URI. Coates, the first baseman from the left side. 0-1. Pitch that skips in towards the upper shoulder part of Rob Emery. Count a ball and a strike. Coates making his first appearance against Orleans this summer. Did not play in the first 2 games. Native of Orono, Maine. His dad played for the University of Maine from 1978 to 81. Made the College World Series in 1981. The 1-1. Fastball ripped hard on the ground. Foul. Austin Langworthy at first base. The coach in his box. Trying to make a play on that, but let the ball goes by. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. As Bremer looks to record the first down here in the 9th. 5-0 Commodores lead. 1-2. Osby just reached for and pushed out towards left field. Brandon moving to his left. Camp center it. Moves over the left, second to the left, but makes the catch for the first down. So Coates is retired for the 4th time tonight. He's 0 for 4. As it now brings up Tim Tawa, the left fielder, who had a double back in the 3rd, then back-to-back strikeouts here in the latter part of this game. Looks to change his fortunes here in the 9th. Falmouth 5, Orleans nothing. Nobody aboard for the Commodores. First pitch to Tawa. Curveball swung right through it. 0-1. And Tawa just finished his freshman year at Stanford. 0-1. Fastball just misses the knee. It's kind of ball and a strike. Tawa's a freshman All-American and a Pac-12 honorable mention. 1-1 curveball. Catches the inside corner. Kind of ball and 2 strikes. Tawa steps back into the right side of the right-hander Pramel. Glances in towards the catcher Emery. Infield back all around. 1-2. Fastball just reached for down in the zone. Push down towards Nauset Middle School on the first base side. Count remains 1-2. The 6', 185 rising junior from West Lima, Oregon. The 1-2. Curveball is cranked out towards left field. Brennan going back towards the track. And it's out of here. And the balls are just flying out here at Eldridge Park. Second in this half inning for the Commodores. 3rd in the ball game. They tack on another assurance run. It's now 6-0 Commodore lead. Tawa waited on the curveball and just got enough of it to get out. Brennan was going back. But the Commodores are clicking on all cylinders here flexing their muscles here in the ninth. They have now double the lead since coming in this half inning. Still one down in the top of the ninth. The 9-hitter Kevin Kendall, the shortstop from UCLA. Moves to the left side. First pitch from Pramel. Fastball sent out towards straightaway center field. Hurtubise moves over towards left center, makes the catch for the second out. So 2 down, nobody aboard for the Commodores. Top of the order rolls back around. It's Hayden Cantrell. One of the best hitters here on Cape Cod. Gets his 5th opportunity at the dish. So far, just 1 for 4. Getting just over 300 on this Cape League season. First pitch. Takes a fastball outside for ball 1. 2-run blast from Baron Radcliffe and a solo home run from Tim Tama have resulted in a 3-run top of the ninth up to 2 this point with 2 down. The 1 out. Fastball in at the belt for strike 1. Count a ball and a strike on Cantrell. Cantrell has not fared too well against the Firebirds so far this year. Just now 2 for 11, including tonight here in his 12th plate appearance. The 1-1. Fastball. Once more, just misses the outside edge. Count 2-1. Pramel is looking to get out of this 9th inning and get the Firebirds bats going as they trail 6-0. The 2-1 fastball. Too far low and in. 3-1. Blake Dunn waits on deck for the Commodores. He also has the other home run tonight for the Commodores.
Thomas, over at Veterans Field, the Chatham Anglers have taken the lead. It's 4-3 in the 8th.
3-1. The pitch is lifted high in the out towards center field. Hurtubise on the run. Going back, ranging back to his left. And makes the catch on the run for a loud out number 3, but not before. The Commodores strike for 3 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and nobody left on base. Well, to the home half of the 9th inning. It's the Commodores 6 and the Firebirds nothing. We'll be right back. Listen to Firebirds baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network.
Here's pitch number 8 of the AB. 2-2, flared into straightaway center for a base knock. 2-1. Fastball skied out to left field. Left fielder Galland ranging back. He's at the warning track looking up, and this ball is gone. Talk about a way to break out of a slump. A 2-run blast for Josh Zamora. He ends his 1 for 17 skid, and the Birds are tied with the Mariners. It's 2-2 in the 3rd. 1-2. Breaking ball fisted off the end of the bat by Hurtubise. That's going to drop down for a base hit. 2-1. Fastball hard chop to the left side. Past the dive of the shortstop, Hal Hughes, into left field for a base hit. The Firebirds take the lead on an RBI single by Max Troiani. Here's the 0-1. Fastball crushed deep left field. Galland ranging back. He's looking up. This one drops down. This ball is gone. A 2-run home run by Shea Whitcomb. The 2nd of the inning for the Orleans Firebirds. A 5-run frame makes it a 5-2 game. First pitch. Fastball crushed out to deep right field. Weimer ranging back. Marshak looking up. This ball caroms off the fence. Emery cruising into second base. Now Kelly Nicholson's going to ask the umpires to see if this went over the wall and came back into play.
And it is.
And it is a home run. A solo shot off the bat of Rob Emery. The home runs continue to rain down at Eldridge Park. Their 3rd blast of the inning, and Orleans has a 6-2 lead.
Top of the 9th inning from Eldridge Park as the Firebirds trail the Commodores 6-0. Commodores put up a 3 spot in the top half of this inning. Firebirds will need 6, and well, they delivered a 6-run inning yesterday in Game 2 of the doubleheader against Harwich. A 6-run 3rd would lead them on to victory. 8-3 final score yesterday. Eddie McCabe started off the inning of that 6-run 3rd, and well, he's going to start off this half inning here in the 9th. So good things can happen when you work good ABs and put balls in play. We'll have to go through Logan Hoffman. The right-hander was an all-star this past or this has been an all-star this year for the Commodores. $1.45 here, 3-0 record. First pitch to Eddie McCabe, a fastball. Just misses inside for ball one. Hoffman last pitch. Of course, pitched here on Sunday in the All-Star game. At last pitch July 19th against Wareham. 1-0 fastball misses down below the knees. Count 2-0. Native of Saskatchewan. Plays his college ball at Northwestern State. Looks to keep the Birds' bats at bay. The 2-0. Fastball's fouled off the catcher Taylor Smith and goes towards the screen. Count 2 balls and a strike. It'll be McCabe, Rob Emery, and Zach Daniels. The 3 Firebirds due up in this half inning. Look to make some noise. Commodores trying to keep their 7-game win streak alive here at Eldridge. Again, they'll be back here tomorrow night. Take on these St. Orleans Firebirds. 2-run from Hoffman. Fastball's disposed over the first base bleacher side. Count 2-2. So Sean Mullen exits this ball game. Was fantastic for the Commodores. Their late 2 innings, 1 hit. No runs, no walks, and 4 punch-outs. That's his final line. 2-2 pitch from Hoffman. Fastball just getting a piece of it again as McCabe fouls it back behind the press box. Count stays 2 balls and 2 strikes. McCabe 4th on the team in OBP. Walked his last day being the 6th. 2-2 once more. Curveball, dribble out down the first base side. Back in it by the first baseman. Kutsu throws on to Hoffman in time. And McCabe is retired for the first out here in the 9th. So with 1 down, it's the catcher, Rob Emery, who yesterday in that 6-run 3rd inning blasted a solo home run over the right center field fence. And now digs in from the right side against Logan Hoffman. Hoffman from the windup, working from the first base side of the rubber. Righty-righty matchup. The first pitch. Over the top curveball doesn't bend down enough. Misses high for ball 1. So Vidia was 1 for 2. Then was pinch hit by Dominic Keegan. And now Emery finds himself with his first plate appearance in the ball game. It's a 1-0 pitch. Fastball swung right through. Kind of ball and a strike.
And Thomas, we talked about this 7-game win streak for Falmouth. It's been spurred by the pitching. And once again, the Falmouth Commodores pitching staff has dominated. They've given up 10 total runs over these 8 games.
1-1 fastball, or off speed, misses high. Count 2 balls and a strike. And it's been a difference between the month of June and July. The pitching in June for the Commodores, 4.59 ERA. July, 3.14. And the batting average has almost been the same. Not much moving there is a 2-1 fastball. Wave and a miss. Count 2-2.
Now, we've seen some history twice this summer at Eldridge Park. Scott Pickler got his 500th career regular season win. Kelly Nicholson had his 350th career regular season win. Tonight would be 450 for Jeff Drundy.
A lot of milestones being reached here this year at Eldridge Park. Is a 2-2 fastball up out of the zone. 3-2. It would also mark another victory for the Commodores in the win column. I mentioned the 8-game win streak. And then add a little more cushion to that West Division standings lead. The payoff pitch. Fastball crushed out towards right center field. Ranging back is the center fielder Dunn at the warning track and makes the grab for a loud out number 2.
Rob Emery only got 1 AB in this ball game, but boy, would that have been gone at any other ballpark. Sent that a mile high and a ways deep. But just at Eldridge Park, the only park on the Cape that'll hold that in.
Just a routine fly ball out there for any center fielder. So the Birds are down their final out here at Eldridge Park. It's now up to Zach Daniels, the right fielder who started this ball game, finished as the first pitch is fouled off behind the dish. Count 0-1. Daniels, one of the few players tonight who was not shuffled around on defensive alignments and changes. As the 0-1. Curveball in there on the inside half of the plate. Count 0-2.
Just filthy stuff from Hoffman there. That a big-time bender. Probably didn't even clock 70 miles an hour on the radar gun.
Like a Gordon Ingebritsen breaking ball there. 0-2. Curveball, reach for, cut on a miss for strike 3. Gets away from the catcher. Smith throw down to first base is not in time as Coots has to go down and need to gobble it up. And the Firebirds have some life here. So Daniel strikes out, but reaches on a drop third strike. And now Hoffman will be asked to record 4 outs in this half inning, but only 3 will count. So top of the order comes back around for the Birds. It's Jacob Hurtubise, the center fielder from Army. So far tonight, reached on air in the first, grounded out in the third, walked in the 5th, and doubled in the 7th.
That was the last hit for the Firebirds tonight at the moment, at Jacob Hurtubise double in the 7th.
First pitch to Hurtubise, a fastball at the belt for strike 1. Hoffman this year has just allowed 4 hits in 12 and a third, has struck out 19 coming this ball game. Hoffman from the stretch for the first time. Daniels not being held on at first base, the 0-1. Fastballs fouled back to the screen. Count 0-2, and once again, Firebirds are down on their final strike.
Now, if Hurtubise can battle back and find a way on, Julio Marcano will take his first AB in a Firebirds uniform in more than a month.
And you know everybody here wants to see that happen.
Except the Falmouth Commodores.
Except the Commodores, because Marcano has a home run here on the Cape and just 11 ABs. 0-2. Daniels going off towards second base. Hurtubise just reaches for it, punches it up towards the shortstop. Throw on to first, not in time. Kendall's throw just a little bit too tired with Hurtubise busting down the first base side. And here it comes. Julio Marcano making his return back to Eldridge Park. As he'll come and bat from the right side. So the Firebirds showing some life here. They trail 6-0 here in the bottom of the 9th. 2 down. Burns on first and second.
His first AB since June 15th. He rode a 3-game hit streak to end his first tenure with the Birds.
Only played 1 out of the 4 games at Eldridge Park. Went 1 for 4 against Brewster. First pitch to Marcano, a fastball that dips down and in for ball 1 from Hoffman.
Now it just shows you how much that top of the 9th played a big difference in the ball game. If it's not for those 3 runs, this is the tying run at the plate. That's where the error comes back to bite Orleans, and then the back-to-back homers.
The 1-0. Curveball. Race right back up center field for a base hit. Daniels gets the green light coming around third. He'll be in easily at home plate. And the Firebirds get a big lift here in the 9th inning. A Julio Marcano RBI single, and the Birds are on the board here in the 9th.
Well, his first at-bat since June 15th, picked up right where he left off, spoils the shutout bid for the Falmouth Commodores, extends this ball game for the Orleans Firebirds. And boy, is Kelly Nicholson happy to see Julio Marcano back on the Cape.
And the 2-out rally continues here at Eldridge Park. 6-1 Commodores lead. Runners on to first and second. First pitch to Max Tirani. Outside corner for a strike 1. The Birds won't go down without a fight. We've seen that throughout this whole Cape League 2019 season. And Tirani from the right side against the right-hander Logan Hoffman. Hoffman kicks and fires the 0-1 curveball in the dirt. Good block by the catcher Smith, who shuffles to his right and absorbs the contact. Count a ball and a strike here on Tirani. 0 for 4 tonight. Reached on a fielder's choice back in the first. 1-1. Fastball just getting a piece of it. Fouls it back to the screen. Count a ball and 2 strikes. Fastball at 89 miles an hour. Runners on to first and second. 2 down. 6-1 Commodores lead. Firebirds once again down on their final strike. The 1-2. Curveball high. Chopper back towards Hoffman. Hoffman sets his feet. Turns over towards first. And they just get him in time. A ball that was in the dirt. Scooped up by Coots and then had to reclaim his left foot over at the first base bag. But the Firebirds do get a run in the 9th inning. But unfortunately fall to the Commodores by a final score of 6-1. And they just ran into a juggernaut in the Falmouth Commodores. That just had everything going for them in this ball game. Not much that they could do.
Yeah, Falmouth did some really nice things tonight. You got to tip your cap. They're a hot ball club that seems to be on a tear right now, and it doesn't seem like that train is stopping anytime soon. Congratulations to Jeff Trundy on his 450th regular season win, a big accomplishment for him. And Thomas, you talk about teams on the Cape that find their groove down the stretch. This Falmouth Commodore team might be one of them.
No, it definitely is. Now winners of 8 in a row. And they're a tough team to beat. And well, the Firebirds had some success against the West all season long. And we'll have to see if they can test these Commodores again tomorrow night here at Eldridge Park. And Firebirds out hit the Commodores 10-7 again. They just clean everything up in one ball game. The strong defensive play by them really kind of led the charge as well. Not only the pitching, but the defense. Because you think about it, go back to the first inning. Trani gunned down at the plate on a double from Shea Whitcomb. Kind of changed maybe the mood down there. And then also Whitcomb getting hosed down at third, trying to extend a double into a triple. I mean, just a couple smart defensive plays by the Commodores helped them in this victory. Again, final line for both sides. Falmouth 6 runs on 7 hits, 1 error. Orleans 1 run, 10 hits, and 1 error. As in the top of the 9th, Chatham 4-3 lead over Whitey. Top of the 8th at Doran Park, 4-4 ball game. And then final score in Katuan Harwich 9-1 victory over the Kettleers. Bourne defeats the Harbor Hawks 4-2 again in game 1. And the Commodores here at Eldridge Park defeat the Firebirds 6-1. So Scotty is all set over there on the first base side. Scotty, we'll send over to you.
Buddy, as we said before the game in the pregame show, the bird is back in the nest. Julio Marcano, the 1 RBI today in your first game back in Orleans. How much fun was that for you?
Oh, that was very fun. Been waiting all game to, get a bat in my hands, and finally came in the last inning. 2 people to the next game.
So how was the 9 innings for you? I know the first 8 you were in the dugout, and the last one you just contributed for the team in a big way, really in a big way. But how was this 9 innings for you and hanging out with all the guys and being back at Eldridge?
Oh, it was very fun. I was talking to all the new guys on the team, getting to know them, and I was staying focused the entire game. I knew I'd get my chance, and finally did, and took advantage of it. Yeah.
I know that must be hard, though. I mean, 8 innings of kind of sitting around, waiting around, eager to get out there. How do you keep yourself so focused and ready to go at your moment?
Honestly, just the game is just fun enough right now, and I've been sitting around for the past month doing nothing, so it was fun from the first pitch to the last, and so I'm just enjoying myself out there and glad to be a part of it.
Hey, we're all glad that you're back. It was such a special time to see that happen. Congratulations to you. It's great to have you as the Birds baller of the game again. Thanks so much for the time, man.
Yeah, glad to be back. Can't wait for more, okay?
Yes, sir. The Firebird, the Birds baller of the game, Julio Marcano. Thomas, we'll send it back to you, buddy.
Well, thank you, Scotty. We're now joined by Shea Whitcomb, who played everywhere tonight for the Orleans Firebirds. Started the game at second, played some third, shifted to shortstop. Shea, second time this summer. You've played 3 different positions. What was it like going all the way around the diamond tonight?
I definitely had to stay locked in for those innings that I was transitioning. But like Julio said, we were getting some guys in late and just had to make a change. And so, yeah.
At the plate, it seems like you've made a change the second half of the summer. First 3-hit performance here on Cape Cod. What was working for you up at the plate?
I don't know if I was doing anything different. I was just getting a pitch I can do some damage with and just staying calm in the box, and it seemed to do the trick.
Is it anything about the Falmouth Commodores that you like? The last time you faced this team, you hit a home run?
I don't know. I think that's just luck of the draw.
Talk about the home runs as a whole. You lead this squad with 5 home runs. If you thought at the beginning of the summer that 2 separate Division II players, Max Triney leads the team in average, Shea Whitcomb leads the team in home runs, how does that sound to you?
It sounds good to me. I like the D2 guys sticking up for themselves, but I think it's just a matter of time before everyone else kind of catches up and gets rolling.
Falmouth was up 6-0 in the 9th inning, but you guys didn't go down without a fight. A hard hustle single. Julio Marcano comes back after a month off, delivers an RBI knock to break up the shutout. What does it say about this team?
Resilience. Like Julio like you mentioned, I mean, coming off the bench like that and getting that base knock is huge, and it's a big energy booster and momentum shifter, and we just couldn't come through. It was just too late in the game.
So now that you guys are back on the losing side, unfortunately, how do you put this in the rearview mirror and get set to try and go against Falmouth again tomorrow night?
I think most of the guys have already flushed it. You just gotta. Tomorrow's a new day. It's new pitchers, new lineup. It's just a new day, and you just gotta get after it.
Shay, thanks for the time. Great job tonight.
Thank you.
That was Shea Whitcomb, the utility infielder tonight for the Orleans Firebirds. Played 3 different positions, picked up his first 3-hit performance of the night. And let's send it back to Scotty Gage with Alec Hendon. Scotty.
Hey, Josh, really appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Here with team writer Alec Hendon, as you just said. Alec, a 6-1 loss. You know, there was lots of lows tonight, but you can't take away a few highs. We just talked to Julio Marcano. Josh was just speaking to Shea Whitcomb. Both had great nights. What can you take away positively from tonight?
Well, they've battled to the final out. Zach Daniels, he goes down on a drop third strike, but he reaches bases. The ball gets by the catcher. And then a couple base hit by Jacob Hurtubise. And then Julio Marcano with his first at-bat since June 15th or something crazy like that comes up and gets an RBI knock to get them on the scoreboard. We saw this the other day when they played in Falmouth. They were down to their final out and hadn't gotten the scoreboard, and they scored a run on the 26th out. Similar story this time. But they're playing a really, really hot team right now. Falmouth has just won 8 straight games. They are just flying right now. They're just playing really good baseball. And unfortunately, you run into a very good team. But luckily, they have a game against them tomorrow. They can try to turn their fortunes around.
Hey, I don't know about luckily. I mean, you just said 8 straight wins for the Falmouth Commodores. It's
We're looking positive, Scotty. We're looking positive.
We are looking positive. That's a little bit of a bad news bears situation, though. The Falmouth Commodores, 8 straight wins. They have already clinched their spot into the playoffs. I mean, it's a team that they've got no worries. They're just playing ball. Everything's working out. On the Falmouth side, what can you take away from them? What did you learn from Falmouth tonight?
They were really, really good through adversity. Orleans had base runners in 7 of the 9 innings at this point in the game. They were on constantly, and Falmouth found a way to bear down and get outs in key situations, and they did that. Orleans out-hit them 10-8. They had their opportunities, but unfortunately, baseball sometimes you don't cash in. Runners on first and second, nobody out, line into a double play. That's just unfortunate. There's nothing anybody can do about that. But and Noah Skiro, he started today, wasn't his best. 4 innings, 3 earned, 1 pitch goes for a home run. There's the difference between a 3-0 game that kind of put the game away for good versus a 1-0 game where you feel like you're just 1 hit away. And unfortunately, Orleans just wasn't able to get that key hit tonight.
Yeah, and you look at so many moments in this game. I mean, trace it back all the way back to the first inning when Max Troiani is thrown out at home. You know, take it back to Shea Whitcomb's double that was stretched out to try to be a triple, and he was thrown out. That's just great baseball on Falmouth's side. And, yeah, the ball didn't roll for Orleans, but let's look forward to tomorrow because every day is a new day when you're playing baseball, especially when you're playing baseball in the Cape Cod League at the end of the season when there's about 12 games to play and about 48 hours to play them. But, hey, let's look forward to that. What do we expect tomorrow from the Firebirds? Anything different, you think?
Well, Jake Eater's going to be on the mound. I think he's a projected starter. He's been tremendous. 10 innings on the Cape, still hasn't allowed a run. He's going to have his hands full with this Falmouth offense tomorrow. They are just clicking on all cylinders. They left the ballpark a few times tonight. They've just been really, really good. But if there's anyone who's up to the task, it's Eater, who's taken the very good season he had for Vanderbilt and brought it right into the Cape in dominating fashion. So expect another low-scoring game tomorrow with 2 good pitchers going for both sides tomorrow.
Eater really is a gamer. It's going to be fun to watch him. That's here tomorrow at 7. And Alec, before we let you go and we send it to Josh White to close out our show, I love your short hops in your game recaps. If you read his game recaps on OrleansFirebirds.com, he's always got some short hops, something that you might have missed, something that this expert right here, I'll call you, that you saw. Give me a preview for a short hop tonight in the game story.
Well, it's definitely going to mention Julio Marcano. He's done some impressive things, and Max Troiani, he got to play the infield tonight. Kelly shuffled the bench a lot tonight. He used all his position players. Max got to go there on the third base. Shea Whitcomb played 3 different positions tonight. I just try to find different things that not everybody, the casual fan, sees throughout the game. And that's what I try to put at the end of my articles if I can speak properly. And I appreciate Scotty giving me a shout out, man. You're too good.
What a special night it was for Julio Marcano. His one at-bat, he got the RBI single to make it not a 6-0 game, but a 6-1 game. So big-time play from Julio Marcano. Welcome back to Orleans and welcome back to Eldridge Park as it was his first game since June 15th. He had some shoulder problems, comes back. You heard it from him on the post-game show. He was just so excited. What a special moment that really is for him.
Definitely. We got to know Julio a little bit early in the season, and then he leaves with the shoulder injury, and we were like, oh, it's too bad. Really nice to know him. But unfortunately, a lot we found out in this league is players leave. But to be able for Julio to come back and be here for the stretch run and hopefully a postseason run, it's impressive to see his resolve and be able to come back for an injury. And then when you come back and you just deliver in your first at bat, that can't feel any better.
night that will be remembered by Julio Marcano, and a broadcast that will be ended by our broadcaster, Josh White. That's all from us here at the desk. Josh, close things out, baby.
So we'll wrap things up at Eldridge Park. The Falmouth Commodores score 6 runs on 7 hits, 1 error, and leave 4 runners left on base. The Orleans Firebirds score 1 run on 10 hits, 1 error, and 9 runners left on base. The winning pitcher tonight is Justin Robleski. The southpaw from Clemson advances to 2-1. Noah Skiro falls to 1-1 in a game that took 2 hours and 33 minutes. Seen by 903 fans at Eldridge Park, has the Falmouth Commodores continuing to soar up the West Division. Falmouth now 21-12-1. They have 43 points atop the West, and they continue to climb the Cape Cod Baseball League ranks as win number 450 for Jeff Trundy in his illustrious career on the Cape Cod Baseball League. And for the Orleans Firebirds, they fall to 18-14-3 and stay in 3rd place in the East Division. So that'll do it from Eldridge Park. For our sideline reporter, Scotty Gage, our producer, Bryce Johnson, my broadcast partner, Thomas Zinzarella, I'm Josh White saying so long and good night. We'll talk to you here from Eldridge Park tomorrow. First pitch is set for 7 o'clock on the Birds Broadcast